Hubby, you know what you want to eat? We're in the kitchen. I was figuring what we're going to have for dinner. Put all the other stuff from the house. Um, How my grandson doing? You sick still? You feeling better after that antibiotic?
It's been okay, a little short, but still had to call.
Okay.
Coughing a lot.
You ain't hit your daddy when he was doing all that. Sick around here. Are you got it? Not doing here with me. I'm putting on his mask. Let's put the mask on. Then he daddy. I'm alive. Hello? I'm live. You didn't hear me when I asked you, was you gonna go upstairs? I did ask you, and you didn't say nothing. Because I could have went upstairs, but now it's too late. Hello everybody, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Come on in. Did I spell his name right? I don't even know. But it don't matter. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. Good job. You going upstairs, babe? I did ask you before I went live. I did ask him before I went live, y'all. I mean, before I went live the first time, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be down here. First, he was asleep. He was asleep. So the first time when I went live, when I found out my phone wasn't working, like I wouldn't have came down here and just took over, right? I was like, hey, I'm about to do the gardening thing. Is it okay? Like, but he was asleep. Hey, stop, I say. And he was asleep, y'all. So I went over there, muted his TV, and allowed him to sit there sleeping. And I came in and did my thing. Then I realized my thing wasn't working right, so I switched it up. But just when I realized he woke up, I was like, hey, I'm doing a live. You want to go upstairs? He didn't say nothing. Hey, Reese, he didn't say anything. So I assumed he was still asleep, right? Um, so I didn't come and just take over. Cause look, I'm usually upstairs, okay? I ain't gonna even tell no tales. If I want to be up there sewing, then I'm gonna be up sewing. Now, most of the time I'm sewing up there, so I don't come down here and bother him. Cause I have sewing machines down here as well. And my sewing area is down here and close to the fabrics. So my bedroom is getting cluttered with all my sewing stuff because I've been sewing upstairs, although my whole wall unit where the fabrics go and everything is down here. But everything's slowly working its way upstairs, and our bedroom is right now is in a total chaos. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, chaos to me may not be chaos to others, but yeah, it's in chaos as far as I'm concerned, and that's because I'm not sewing in my sewing area. Okay, and sewing for those of us who sew and craft, y'all know. I mean, we be watching people on these YouTube channels, and they should be looking all neat and clean. But that ain't reality, baby. That's not reality, okay? That is not when you start cutting fabrics and them little pieces of fibers fall to the ground. Anyway, we're gonna get on this Shannon Sharpe thing because y'all, baby, y'all got a lot to inform me because I don't know, right? Um, Reese is the one who informed me that the Shannon Sharpe then got let go. The thing is, I don't know. See, somebody, I think Brownie Ellie just mentioned on the last stream, y'all. She said that they owned by Disney. There's a whole lot of shit Disney not gonna lie, right? Disney did Shannon Sharpe look need to be clean. It needs to be concise, and it gotta align with Disney. And just him being with that white woman, right? That that is that's on borderline, because we've seen where interracial couples have gotten fired, but then they'll use that, oh, because they were cheating because one of them married, right? I've seen people get fired, but let's skip the interracial, right? Um, we're gonna skip that one. Disney not gonna be obviously wanting to fire him because of that. But now there's that age dynamic. But let's say the age dynamic along with him being abusive. And that's what a lot of these men in this area don't understand. They're not understanding that we ain't got to guess about nothing. They talking about, well, where's the proof? All you gotta do is listen to the phone calls, look at the text messages, and that's him. And if you, even if it's in what you call play mode, she didn't seem like she was in play mode. She's like, oh, well, I don't want you to do that, right? And she said it so calmly. And then his aggression, right? Um, That's all she needed to sue his ass. I know. Oh man, he should look. He's a big dumb. Look, when you use your peen, when your peen will put your whole career life livelihood on the line, baby, that's when you know you got some issues. A lot of these men are already towing the line, right? Because they do have things in their past that might come and sneak and bite their ass, right? Because I don't know why society is acting like we don't know how it used to be. What was sickening but acceptable, right? With these men and their behaviors. And there's some men who just want to keep that shit going. And then they like, well, I should be able to do this. Like the the guy who came on the panel over there by Sharon, right? Where he was like, yeah, they're now calling when a man yell at a woman, they calling that battery. Um, like he could get in trouble, he could get charged for yelling at a woman. And we're like, yeah. And he's like, nah, it shouldn't be that way. What you mean it shouldn't be that way? Dude, if I'm yelling in your face, right? What is the purpose of me yelling? So there's different things that happen, right? You can stand on somebody and yell at them. You being real threatening, right? You're not there to soothe them and hug them and love on them, right? And you're doing it because you know it scares them. You're doing it in order to make them concede or do whatever you want. So um, yes, it should have been not allowed, right? If a woman stands over you and yell at you and you feel like she's threatening you, then okay, call the police. Hey, not for everyone. Girl, you better say it. You big dummy. Fred Sanford, baby. Yeah. You big dummy. Sapase said ESPN gonna be done. Yes. We don't know. Shannon Sharpe is a big dummy. He too old. But see, y'all gotta understand these men with money. They got so much money. They got power. Yes, they do have women. They're gonna be a lot of women throwing themselves at these men. I think most of us know that, right? Every woman not gonna do that though. And so I watched through the years where some of these men have forced women to do shit that they didn't want to do. And then everybody claimed, oh, he wealthy. She probably lying. Or could you ever imagine that a man with money who already assumed he could get whatever he want, when he sees something that he cannot have, and then he decides that he wants it, he wanted even more. He wanted more because it's something that he can't have, right? And then he think, oh, I'm gonna take it. and he takes it, right? That was another case like that, right? Where the boss, it wasn't an ESPN, or it wasn't in one of these goddamn, I think it was the same motherfucking people. But the lady was like, she worked for him, right? But he was chasing her. He was offering her money to sleep with him, and she was like, no, thank you. And he kept doing it and kept doing it. Now he's harassing her. That this is what these men with money, right? The Diddy situation, but it's not just them. It just so happens that black men uh, can be just as evil as the white men. They doing the same thing the white men doing, right? When the white men started getting caught quite a few years back, these men were scared. They even wanted society to be on their side. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair. How do we know? She probably wanted it. What you mean she probably wanted it? This young lady was dealing with it. And he was being abusive. Like, like he was supposedly in a relationship with her. At least that's what she thought. That's how he acted. And then she found out that he was a cheater. When she saw him getting a little oral satisfaction, she learned it just like everybody else learned it, right? And so she said that, hey, like, I thought we was together. And apparently, I mean, if she could have been like, well, we're not really together. As long as he giving that money, it's good. But see, the thing about a young woman, right? A young woman, you're able to give her things, buy her things. She's easily manipulated. So the men's talking about she got what she wanted, things. No, apparently that's not all she wanted. Because if she accused him of cheating, that means she thought she was getting something else, right? I saw little clips, messages of where she was like, come give me that baby juice. I think she wanted to have his baby. You good, babe? Okay. You going somewhere? Um, okay. Your mommy in this kitchen, she don't want to cook. I don't even know. I gotta look. I always do this when I go lives. I'm standing in this kitchen. I ain't doing shit. I gotta do something. But what? I gotta look in the freezer and see what we got. Anyway, it's too late to be looking in the freezer, y'all. If it's frozen at 6 p.m., then y'all know dinner is 8 p.m. Okay? It's gonna take an hour to defrost something. Yeah. Look at here. Oh man, I gotta act like I'm cooking, and I'm gonna order some shit so hubby won't get on me, okay? Because I did come in the kitchen, y'all. I purposely un I came in the kitchen. I can't be coming in the kitchen not cooking. Did I put the link in? I thought I did, but maybe because I was waiting for Brownie to come back up. Um, and whoever know more information, because right now I don't know all the information about what's currently going on, but I did see where he offered her 10 mil and she rejected it. God, she must have, let me say this. If she rejected $10 million, that means she got something, right? That means there's something out there that she has that he don't want nobody to see. Cause if it was just some, I ain't got too much, but I'ma just say it, that she would have took that 10 mil, right? Even less than that, if she ain't got much on it. But shit, what you saw on Yandy's? Oh, okay. I'm about to go and see what, because they be keeping up with current events and everything. I did, I saw his little clip. I guess we'll run through some of the clips. Yeah, if y'all find the clip with him talking, because I did see it where he was explaining himself, and he was like, "I told them to play the whole tape." He know they can't play the whole tape, not when them being sexually active. Then he said they only showed a portion in time. That's that game people play. Well, you don't know what happened before the recording started, because that's gonna be next, right? If they played the whole thing, which you know they can't, but let's say they did, then everybody look at him and go, and you see him in a bad light. He gonna then say, you don't know what was said before the tape, what was said way before the recording, weeks before that, last year, 2 years ago. You don't know. Hey, Peter, how you doing? All he do is talk about young women he mess with. Now it's coming back to bite him. Yes. Where maybe it comes off looking like great or something. Yeah, like, you know, I've heard her say things like I saw a little text message where she told him to come over. She was gonna lick his booty, lick him in his ass, lick him there. That's that talk where she proving that they're in a relationship, right? Because I don't know why the other people try to put that up to disparage her. Just because she's an ass licker don't mean she's a liar. They putting out this they want us to look at her like she's the young one in control, right? That makes no fucking sense. And when I asked those men on that panel over there by Sharon, right? Uh the men who like, because there was one who kept saying, I don't, these men double talk. They don't hear themselves. When he kept saying, well, I don't, I, yeah, I see him as a predator. If anything, I see both of them as a predator. And he don't know what that means. Like, why? That's almost like this man coming in my house, beating the shit out of me, putting my pants down, and raping me. And then when everything goes before these men, they be like, well, if anything, I don't think he's a rapist. If anything, they both at fault, right? And I'm gonna be at fault because I opened my legs. I'm gonna be at fault because my door wasn't locked. I'm gonna be at fault because when he punched me, right? And I said, please, please, don't hit me no more. And I started taking off my clothes for him so he don't abuse me more. I'm at fault for that shit. And yes, predators protect each other. They can't foresee that that's a crime, right? And they always tell on themselves. Hey, Sop, I said, that's you.
Yo, you can hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. What's up, bro?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just at work, about to get off soon, so I just wanted to jump on for a little bit with you.
Okay. What you want to share? Because it sounds like you know a little something, something too.
Man, see, when I first heard this, right, like, I just thought it was like, okay, maybe somebody trying to get money and shit. And I still think it is, though, but the more details that's coming out, it's not looking good for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got text messages and audio clips and all that shit. And, but anyway, besides that, though, right, I kind of want to get back into what you were saying about dudes saying, like, predator and all that shit. Like, I don't think it's none of that, right? Because I look at it this way: you a damn near 60-year-old dude. You know, work hard to get where you at, and you done got tricked out your bag by a 19-year-old. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking at. You know, it's bad
Mm,
enough you out here with a young chick at 19, and you what you call it? Like his daughter's like I think his youngest daughter's like 30 years old.
right.
And you know you out here with a 19, 20-year-old girl and stuff, and all this coming out about you. I don't know. It's looking crazy for him.
Right. So let's go back because you said you still think it is about money. Is what so she dealing with him and he's giving
Hmm.
her money, right? From my understanding, he
Yeah,
giving her 10,000. So if it's about money, she would just stay and just continue to just get the money. Right? She 21 at this time, I think, right? So
yeah, but I'm also looking at like I mean the reason I think it's you know I don't know, bro. Like I said, like I do think like he did do them shit, but I also think like because I don't know, I'm looking at like she probably could have pressed charges on a nigga or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know
so
how people do things,
yeah,
but
but wait, so y'all keep mentioning these charges. So
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing where you don't get charged for being a predator. There's no such thing where I can go and I can go to the police and say, hey, he manipulated me using my youth, and then while through that manipulation, he, when we was having sex, he did some things that I didn't really want him to do. Right? They're not taking no case like that because there's no case. She did not. She so when y'all say why she didn't go to the police, she's in a relationship with this dude. She's in a relationship with him. She got to prove this, that, and the third, and then she got to put herself out there, and she might not want to put him in jail. Like y'all essentially saying that women need to be putting y'all in jail instead of just saying, "Look, I don't want to deal with you no more," and for the abusiveness that you did put me through that few times, like when I told you not, I didn't want anal sex, and you did it anyway, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna pay me. I'm not gonna put you in jail. Y'all saying because she don't want to ruin him for real, put him in jail, throw the black man in jail. Y'all saying that it must be a money grab. Is
I
that what
mean,
we
I
saying?
mean,
Because I'm quite sure these white women have no problem screaming
I
rape on
mean,
y'all ass.
shit, I mean, if you out here trying to chase these little white girls, shit, you get locked up. That's on you. I don't like, bro. I don't like. Look, hey, if niggas getting locked up because they doing dumb shit with these white women, that's
Mm.
on them, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't feel no type of way if they getting locked up over that type of shit.
Yeah, but then the
You know what I'm
conversation
saying?
will be different, right? The conversation will be like y'all still will blame her, right? And then they'll say, "Yeah, look at her, she trying to take his whole life away. She
But
wasn't even trying to take."
I'm
Good.
not even blaming her though, bro. Like, that's why I said he's 57 years old. She's a teenager. He should
Yeah.
know better. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you going that low?
He do
You
know
know,
better. There is
because
nothing. You
listen,
can't blame her. She ain't do nothing.
yeah,
He
that's
do.
what I'm saying. I'm not blaming her because I listen to Nightcap, right? Because that's his first show he has,
Mhm,
and he always, they'll talk about sports, and before they end the show, they'll be talking about random things. And I always heard him like, oh, he'll be like, oh, Ocho, I got me a little young thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pop the blue chew and go to work. That's how he be talking. So I thought
mhm.
he would probably, maybe women in their 30s or whatever. I never heard him say no age or nothing, right? And then now I'm seeing, we seen everything that came out, like it's looking even crazier. And then like I've been seeing like other clips that I haven't seen before, right? Like he be name dropping these young OnlyFans model shit. Like I be like, bro, this man is wilding. Like I didn't know all this about him until like the last few days.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
no, he
saying?
been. I thought he was accused of a few things before.
No, no, he has been, right? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about him chasing all these like girls that are like in their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I didn't know like
Wait,
he was
okay, wait a
that
minute. I'm
like
confused. Wait a minute, because I said he's been accused of things like this before. You said yeah, he has been, and then you said, but you
no,
didn't
I
know he
never
was
heard
going.
about a young I said I never heard him like get in trouble with a little girl. That's what I'm saying. The other allegations I heard, I don't think if I could be wrong though, but I thought it was just for older women.
Not older women, they still younger than him, but so you saying that he can, you heard the allegations of what he does to women, but because they older, it's a different than when you find out he do it to younger, because it's easier to do it to the younger than the older, right? The older ones
Yeah.
are gonna complain. Like that's the issue, right? If he do something that I don't like, that I feel, and I know myself, I know my worth, I know that if I said you can't have anal sex with me and you do it, then we're gonna have some problem. But then you can get the little girl, and after you did what you did with her, you could offer her some money and tell her it's okay, and you didn't hear her, you didn't know, you didn't understand that she didn't really want it. You know, that's the manipulation. That's why they go younger and younger. Why else would you go younger and younger? Are we saying a 25-year-old woman still everything not in shape and beautiful, just as a 19-year-old? We could go to 30-year-old women that still have, their bodies in shape and shit like that. These men want these younger girls or younger women so they can manipulate them. There is no other reason why, right? The difference between the 19-year-old and the 25-year-old is what?
Oh, you asked me?
Yeah, what's the difference between a 25-year-old girl, right, woman? I'm sorry, woman, versus the 19-year-old young woman.
I don't know what the age or something. I don't,
Yeah, that's it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because if he like in fit women, you could find you some 25-year-old women who are fit, but why would you go all the way to 19? You can find fit
Cool.
women in all these age ranges. Okay, he don't want to go all the way to 50 something. Cool, we get it, right? Because he can't handle no 50-year-old women, even the ones who fit, right? So here we are. We when we listen to the older women, because there's several of them who are actresses. They still in shape. They looking beautiful. But the men, when those women say, I can't find a man, or I'm looking for a man, these men like, nobody wants you. Even though they got a 56-year-old Shannon who's in the same bracket as some of these women, and still he don't want to deal with her. He don't want to deal with her, not because she's gonna be hard, because she knows who she is. He can't convince her to do shit she wouldn't want to do, but he can go to the younger woman to convince her to do what he don't want to do, and that's why they doing it. Because a young girl gonna give you more hard time than a older woman, right? She wants not you, because you still young. You could go in, like, if you she wanted to go running from here to there and there, you still got that energy where you can keep up with her. Tell me, his daughter is, like you said, 30 or in her
Yeah,
30s.
wait. Yeah, he
Why
got
is
three
he
daughters.
chasing after somebody who could be his? Because if he got a daughter who's 30, then this woman can almost be like his grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
No, you're right.
Yeah, from a man's standpoint, I'm asking you though, from a man's standpoint, right? From your standpoint as a man, what is the reason for going way younger
I mean,
than?
for a lot, for the most part, it's less work, right? The younger they is, the more impressionable they are. You know, the less game they understand, do because they don't got that much life experience. So, I mean, if you ask me, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, and at least you be honest, right? But the rest of them, they don't want to be honest, right? Um, she's more impressionable, but she also is still like a kid, right? Like a kid, if you got a lot of money, she's gonna like the kid in the candy shop. She wants you to buy this, that, and then that. And for those things, which you don't mind giving her, especially if you got the money, but for those things, he wants something in return, which is not a problem, want something in return. The problem is, though, that these men know that these women, when they say they want to mold her, if he like anal sex, he wants to make her into the woman who likes anal sex, right? When he say he want to
Hmm.
mold her, if he like a woman who like is a throat queen, then he gonna turn her into that. These men are not talking about molding women into being housewives, right? Wives and shit. They talk about molding them into the sexual sex doll. That's what these men are talking about when they say they want her younger, so they could a blank canvas. Then they claim, well, we don't want her to have had other bodies. Well, that just means that, yeah, because he don't want her to compare him. At least that's what the men say, that she might be thinking about a whole nother man while he's sleeping with him, while she's sleeping with him. That I feel like if I'm thinking about a whole nother man while I'm sleeping with you, then you bad in bed. And that could happen with anybody, right?
Hmm.
These men are bums, man, and they ridiculous in their thinking point. And some of y'all don't hear them when they say that, because it does not make sense that a man say, "Well, he wanted young so he could mold her." That makes no sense unless he is a Christian and he's looking for a woman whom he can educate and get her to live that Christian lifestyle. And even then, that's still manipulation, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's suspect too.
yes, that's still suspect, because now he want to mold her into what he want her to be.
Yeah, nah, you're right. The concerns involved, like me growing up, I used to hear like, oh no. Dudes be like, man, I don't want no, I don't want nobody that been exposed to anything or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, I get it when it comes to like older dudes and you know, and these chicks though. A lot of people won't be honest about it because they want to say stuff that sounds good, but we know the real reason why they do it.
Right. And they, and these men, they keep repeating it. Hey, conscious said,
But 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 even
go
like,
ahead.
cause you mentioned that like body count shit, that kind of be like irking me, right? Because it be like so like double talking, cause niggas be bragging about like having a roster, but then y'all shit on people, y'all shitting on women if you know they sleeping with people, but then again you out here saying you sleeping with a whole bunch of women, and then my
Mhm.
thing is. Like I be hearing niggas talking about they want a virgin and shit. I'm like, bro, you a grown ass man. The likelihood of you finding a virgin is out the window. Like who thinks about a virgin, bro? I'm sorry. Like
That's
I
right.
never just had a conversation and be like, hey man, I gotta make sure I find me a virgin. I mean, maybe it's like when I was like 18, 17, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on, man. I'm in my 30s, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
They looking for virgins so they can
That
think
they
they
go
can
after
do
them
what they
young
want.
ones, man. That's the excuse, man. Yeah, that's
If
how
I
I
was,
look at it.
to
Like, go
me,
ahead.
when if a young woman is a virgin, right? That means she took her time. She protected her virginity, herself, right? Her self worth for whatever reason, right? That's what she decided to do. She's not just sleeping around with anybody. By the time one of these men find out that she's a virgin, they play the game, right? They will change because they want her. When they say they want virgins, they will work to get her, but they don't really want her to marry her, and and all of those things. Like I just saw, I forget the guy's name, but they were showing it's the two guys. I kind of like them. They funny. Two guys. They
Album
ended.
preach.
Yeah. Did you see what a
Okay.
virgin? But she was like 20 something years old and she said she was a virgin.
No, I didn't see that episode.
Okay, but yeah, I just saw it today. I don't know if they released it today, but I just saw it today, and they had a guy walking around. He's red pill. He's asking questions. So they was reviewing it. The guy asked her, and she said like, "Yeah, I'm a virgin." They asked her, her age. He then asked like, "Why are you a virgin?" And she said, "Well, that I'm looking for a husband and I want him to be this, and that." And and then she would dress conservatively, still cute, right? And everything. And and the men in the chat, in the comment area, they loved it. They was eating it up. And they, they eat. If she would have been unattractive, they would have been like, yeah, she's a virgin. Could look at her, but she was cute
Mm-hmm.
and everything, right? So these men not really looking for what they claim because they out here trying to drag through them. But this is the thing: a woman who does realize, and I'm saying self worth, right? Because for whatever reason she decided to save herself for the right person. These men will trick her. They will do everything they want. She wants and try to fit that bill. And as soon as they get it, they out. And I would like to ask these
Yeah.
men, what do they think gonna happen? One or two things gonna happen in a situation like that, right? One, they can destroy her, right? They
But
can they can completely destroy everything about her, especially if she's 25 plus, where she's been doing her due diligence to make sure that the person she slept with gonna be the right person. If she did all of that and now this guy comes along and she gives it and then he just out, he gonna completely destroy her.
yeah,
Or
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
her ass, if she was like me and like a lot of women, right? Her ass gonna straight kill his ass, right? Which is gonna destroy her too, because like these men are playing dangerous games. They want to play dangerous games. They want to have sex, but they talk about the women who are out there having sex, right? It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
These men have turned these women into some of the things that they claim these women are.
and even with the whole virgin thing, I ain't for lie, but I don't think I would not want to be with a virgin, bro. Not saying I want, I want a hoe or nothing, but I can't. Cause You know, I'm gonna have to respect that. You know, she probably somebody that want to wait till marriage to do anything, right? I ain't
Mm.
gonna lie. I don't think I can wait till marriage to, to have sex with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real. I don't know if I can deal with a virgin, bro. You know,
Yeah.
not saying
I'm
that it's sex that I'm chasing, but you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in a relationship with somebody, shit, you know, at some point I'm gonna want us to do something.
mm. Yeah, I for one, just always thought that, like, why are people asking, are you a virgin? Especially after certain ages, right? Because um,
Mhm.
what does it matter? Like, if anything, you might want to ask their status. Like, can we go? Hey, before we get in the bedroom, would you like to go get some to the health department or something? You know,
I
let's go to
know,
the
right? Nobody never making that far.
right,
Like shit, that should be the like fuck this virgin talk. Like, what's your health status? Like,
right. That
yeah,
if they was asking that, but no, they want to know body count, as if what
that shit. That shit is
they
terrible,
want.
bro. I hate that body count conversation. Bro, I've never been on a. I don't even know how to ask somebody that. Like, "Hey, how many dudes fuck?" Like, you know what I'm saying? It just feels
That's
so
crazy.
weird, dog.
Yeah, they trying to make it. They knew. The people who started talking like that, Obsidian and all these men, they knew that shit was bullshit. They just had no idea the young men would pick that shit up and run with it, cause you know that's ridiculous.
Yeah, dog.
Like
Probably
while you
nobody do
sitting
no shit
having
like that,
dinner
bro.
and you ask her, hey, by the way, what's your body count?
I'm- Yeah, that date over with, bro. That date over with, man. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know. Like, and my thing, why does it matter? Like, I feel like you with somebody and she not, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking other dudes while y'all together and stuff, all that shit don't matter, honestly, bro.
man.
You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying? So,
back in the time, because I did some research on the virginity and when when that started being a thing, right? Because there's no way to tell if a woman is a virgin or not. That
true, and
that
that's why I would never get into that shit. Like,
yeah, um, yeah. There's no way. Um, Chris Reed said once the box has been used, it is no longer good anymore. So it's no longer good.
shit, yeah, I mean, fucked up, boy. Hey, I don't know who these dudes be out here fucking with. Unless they just don't like pussy like that, yeah. That's all I can think of, man. I hear people say the box don't be good. I'm like, bro, you probably don't like pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. He said my friend said a bed being used more than one time is a good bed. And he said all women and little girls and teenage girls need to know not going to just have one man all through your life. Well, I don't think there's ever been, where people were just with each other the whole life. There's some, especially in these generations that we're in now, right? But even back in the day, it wasn't even thought of the way it is today. Um, People would just, we hear the stories, right? And we hear the stories through movies, and I don't know why people think movies be completely real, right? We have grown men who mold society the way they want it, all the way from way back when. Even when they started to call women witches, right? When women started getting power or having things to say and society started changing a little bit on behalf of women, you know what they started? The witch trials. They started accusing women of being witches, y'all. So let's say if a man who's married, right? He's married to a whole nother woman over here, but he's having a relationship with me over here. And then he get caught, right? He get caught, we get caught. And then he starts accusing me of being a witch. That I bewitched him in some kind of way to make him commit his marital of the bullshit that he did, cheating on his wife. I get accused of being a witch, and they burn me to the stake. And he, though, on the other hand, he's able to uh, be forgiven by his wife and the church and all his peers, but I get burned to the stake. Hey, peer, he conscious said there's
Hey,
15
what's up?
virgins in the world. I don't know. There might be a lot of virgins in the world. We just, you know, we like when I was a virgin. First of all, when I was a virgin, um, nobody knew I was a virgin. Nobody asked me, right? And then even the guy who took my virginity, I won't say took it, who I gave it to, I guess, he don't even know that he was my first. Like he don't know that. The only person who know is me, and that's how most women, right? Most of us, it's not like we was walking around saying, "Yeah, I'm a virgin," and then when we ended it, we like, "Oh yeah, I I gave him my virginity last night," right? So what I'm saying, first of all, you men won't be able to know if a woman is a virgin or not. That's why some of them going for even younger and younger, right? You think he went for a 19-year-old? He would have probably went for an 18-year-old. What's like you remember somebody said, hey, what's the difference between 18 and 17? Then between 17 and 16. And 16 and and on and so forth. And that's the ridiculousness of these predators. And that's how you know they predators.
Yeah, bro. Like, 'cause me, I don't got no kids, right?
Right.
But my niece, she, now she talking to somebody. Like, I think like the first time, like she actually told me, she got a dude or whatnot, right? Now, my niece 19. I can't
Mm-hmm.
picture my niece bringing a dude around me that's about my age, bro. I swear to God, I'll knock that nigga out, but like, I'm not acting no, I'm not acting, bro, I feel the type of way now, and she's talking to somebody at her school. You get what I'm saying? Like, not
Mm-hmm.
saying like I'm against it or nothing, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
Right.
I want to protect my dog. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I find out she had some old ass niggas by my age, let alone somebody 50, oh my God, I'm raising hell. Ain't no, I'm not asking no questions. I don't want no explanation, no
You know,
explanations. Like, ain't none of that. That shit, this shit's gonna end right now. I don't care what anybody like. Hell no.
you know
You
what's
know what
funny
I'm
about
saying?
that?
What's up?
My dad, he's single and he be out here dating and he be talking about how he be getting younger women and all of that stuff. And I'm like, you don't need to be walking through the house with no chick that's my age. Like that's weird. And so he was like, I don't care. He's like, it's age gap dating. Da, 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 da. And I was like, so like you wouldn't care about an old man in here? And he was like, no. And I was like, so if I brought a man in here and I met him and he went to high school with you, you gonna be all right with that? And he was like, no. And I was like, all right then.
Right.
Oh, and then
You
I
don't
heard
want
like
no your
it was
daughter
on
dating no man that you went to high school with. That's crazy.
and then I remember I heard a little bit on this on Sharon. I got real busy, so I couldn't hear the whole conversation. But I swore I thought I heard somebody on a panel talking about um something about he wouldn't care if his daughter would date somebody that age, like Shannon age, and she's like 18, 19, or saying like, oh, it's her business, or I don't know, it's something that it was alluding to, talking about he don't have a right to approach that guy about their relationship or something like that. Oh, listen to
Oh
that. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
keep,
So
yeah, and I'm like, oh, go ahead, bro.
yeah, so I think when because he was trolling, it was that white guy, right?
Oh, okay.
And he ended up, he came up there talking about a lot of bullshit, talking about him and his husband, talking about people was calling him a predator, even though we don't know him, right? But I think he had asked Ron, oh, so I bet you good at arranged marriages, and Sharon was like, she could say yeah, but and then I even mentioned that hey, arranged marriages probably will be better than a lot of shit that's going on right now, right? And then he started talking. So Sharon asked him, what if he was dating somebody and she took him to see her dad? And the dad asked him, like, what is your intentions with my young daughter? Right? If the daughter was like 18, 19 years old, and he said he would tell her daughter to mind his own business. Like what? So this woman just
Yeah.
took you to meet her dad. So y'all, to say, hey, this is my dude or whatever, and you gonna tell her dad to mind his business? So that's trolling, right? Cause we know that ain't happening. If my dad was able to ask my husband, I don't even know what he asked my husband before we got married. It was not just my dad, my dad, uncles, and even some of my older cousins talked to Mark before we was able to get married. You know what I mean? They wanted to ensure that, hey, you gonna make sure she good, right? Because remember, not only will
Mm-hmm.
we get married, but he about to take me. We not even living in the state near my family. And they just wanted him to know we're
Mm.
gonna beat your ass if you be do something with her.
Hey, hey, I don't care, dog. I'm putting fear of God in these niggas that's gonna be trying to talk about peace and bonfire. Hey, yeah.
Aren't you? I could tell you and your family are close, right? Y'all go on vacation together and everything. I know if somebody harmed one of them girls, one of your aunts, one of your nieces, especially if she called asking for help, y'all going and take care of that shit.
Oh yeah, no question asked, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a violent person, nothing, but I will crash out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I refer to my people. That's like the women though. That's how I always been though for me growing up, right? Um, I don't know, like we always just would look out for each other. And then, like I got cousins who got, kids that's kind of like, we treat them like, we all treat each other, like it's our kids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, when it comes to my sister, aunts, and them, and my nieces, and I got two nieces now, so yeah, I don't play, bro.
Right.
I
And
should be
so,
though.
but these men, a lot of these men don't have, they don't have nieces, they don't have children. And then some of them do have children, but oh Lord, I don't even want to talk about them. They got a lot of
Mhm.
disgusting shit going on in the world. Um, where people mishandling their children all kinds of ways. See, predators are predators, like they truly that means they want to prey on somebody. And they definitely want to, they can't prey on people stronger than them, so they prey on those weaker than them, right?
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes they preying on even their own people, their own children. And so
Yeah.
when they see a man like Shannon Sharpe, I'm not so I'm not putting him in the category where actually, yeah, he's been accused. He listen, this man has been accused before. And so the older women, and now there's a younger woman, right? She saved the text messages. She got all of these things, right? These things don't go away. And he seems to be abusive.
Yeah, he going down
And
for that shit.
and then they trying to claim that because she's on OnlyFans, which by the way, he met her at a gym, right? But I'm quite sure if everybody knew she was on OnlyFans, he must have known. I don't know if she's still
Mhm.
on OnlyFans. If I'm not sure, right? Because I don't know all the story. But I hear that they say she on OnlyFans, and the men want to throw it in. Oh, she's on OnlyFans. What the hell? What does that
Mhm.
mean? That means
But but
go ahead.
like I remember this episode of Night Care, right? Because it's funny how everything just coming out. Because there was this episode and he was like, 'cause I seen the clip, right? And I be on Twitter, people putting a whole bunch of clips up now about old boy. And he was like, he was talking to Ocho Cinco. He was like, man, Ocho, man, I got this. He was basically saying, somebody he's dating. He found out she got an OnlyFans, and then he was like, yeah, I found somebody I'm dating got an OnlyFans, and then I told her show me that check, and she made 20K, and then he was like, so I seen that 20K, Ocho. I'm like, okay, man, you know what? I'm gonna help Shorty flip this thing. We're gonna be making this money together. You know what I'm saying? That's how he kind of was. Just to paraphrase what he was saying and shit. Like he was bragging about how much money she'll make and he can help her make more money and stuff. And then now all
Mm,
this came out, I'm like, damn, was he talking about the 19-year-old? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And,
yeah.
and and remember, they brag about being with the OnlyFans women, but then they want to use that against her when something like this happens.
Hmm.
He probably think nobody gonna believe it. They're gonna be able to tarnish her by, just saying, hey, she doing OnlyFans. Oh, she from OnlyFans. But just because somebody doing OnlyFans, even if they doing the sex work, does not mean they cannot be abused,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I think a lot of the men over there by Sharon, they was like, oh, but she doing OnlyFans. She's OnlyFans. So I asked them like, what does that? Just because she OnlyFans, what does that mean?
Yeah, don't take away from the crimes he do.
Right.
Right.
Even the OnlyFans women, they choose the men they're with, right? That means, hey, you might apply and they be like, they accept you. But some other guy might apply and they don't accept him. And then the other guy who didn't get accepted, he decides to chase her down and take it from her. And then when it come through, his claim is she's an OnlyFans model. I didn't do nothing. She wanted it, right?
Mhm.
But
Yep.
the OnlyFans model, she get to choose what she gonna do, how she gonna do it. Even the porn stars, they get to choose. They may not get to choose the guy, but they get to choose the job. So if they say, hey, we're gonna do the job with this guy, and she's like, no, I don't want to deal with that guy, she can either just not take that job at all, or the truth is she gonna be in control. She really chooses, right? She get to if she don't want to be with that guy, then they're not gonna let that guy be in it with her. They drop him before they drop her.
Yeah.
But these men, they think, oh, she's a porn star. I could do whatever I want with her. Remember, almost
And
like
just
that
right
movie
into
Player. Remember Players Club?
Pill Club. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the guy who was always there, being nice, and she liked him. She was like, yeah, you're respectful. No, I'll stay here with you. Remember, he was like, you're not gonna go up there and make that money, because I think a celebrity came in. She's like, nah, I'm good right here with you. And then remember, he ended up following her home.
Yeah, right in front of her apartment door, man.
Yes, stalking her. And that's what I found, right? I found that to be some real shit. And maybe because I'm not sure it's because the show that made that look like to these dumbass niggas that it was acceptable for them to move all the way to Delaware. That nigga moved out, they moved to Delaware just to be close to me. And what was
Yeah.
scary, yes, the thing is, what was scary about it is that when he finally caught me, like at the barbershop, the first time, he told me this. He's the one that told me he moved to Delaware because of me. And I don't know how
Crazy.
he thought that was gonna sound, but that made me scared of him. Like, what?
Yeah, he get shot or some shit like that, man.
He's been trying to find me this whole time. He knew that I took my kids get their hair cut. He knew what vicinity I lived in. So like he told me this. So he narrowed it down. He had been going to different barbershops and he finally caught me. He told me he'd been there for 2 years looking for me.
Mm.
And he finally caught me at a barbershop getting my son's haircut. Yeah, it was, I was thinking to myself, oh shit. I was like, oh. He's whispering to me, talking to me and shit under his breath in the barbershop, and my sons are sitting on side of me. One of them in a chair, one sitting on side of me. And I felt so weird. I'm like, because people looking, right?
Man, ain't had nobody kick that nigga out, man. Like,
No, no, he was just and I'm just thinking to myself, why are you whispering this? It looks weird. People know I'm in here with my sons. Some of them know I'm married. And now I got this, and my son's looking at me like, who is this? Like, I don't really know who this is, baby. I just know his internet name. You know what I'm saying? He been hitting me up for years. Still today, I had to block him, and he would come up under other names. And then he started inviting me and my husband. Hey, New Year's, I invite you and your husband to go to Atlantic City with us. I was like, nah. Nah, we got something else planned. We ain't shit planned, you know? These, these fuckers
nah,
been
man.
out here wilding. Um, yeah,
Nah, it is. It's dangerous, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they talk about like people that's doing in certain industries. Like, y'all look at them like they're not humans, but y'all willing to mess with them still. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Right.
get it.
Them women ain't over there making money off from nobody. They ain't making no 20K a month from women. We ain't paying to watch no goddamn woman on no OnlyFans. So we know that's shit. And 20K and $30 a pop. Let's say $30 monthly, right? That's a lot of mugs watching. That's a lot of people for you to make 10K a month. And some of them making even more than that. And then he bragged about it, like you said. And then he said, I'm gonna help her make that money, right? So you know why he did that? Because he gassing her up, right? He he when she hears him speak on her without even mentioning her name, and then he said, yeah, I'm gonna help her make that money. Not that's what she hears. Oh, we gonna go in business together, or you gonna help me my business? Yeah, okay, cool. That's the game. That's the game for her, right? He's like, yeah, cause she already doing her thing. She already making good money, right? He about to make help her make more money. Brownie, you have nothing you want to say?
Okay, I'm back. All right, my thing disconnected. You can hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. I don't know if you're still talking or not.
Oh no, I wasn't. I actually did you or Brownie had something y'all want to say?
Oh no, because that last part kind of I agree with you what you were saying, especially about that last, how you ended it. So like I don't know, like I feel like these situations just exposing how like a lot of these weird ass niggas be thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of goofies out here that's spreading terrible information that's gonna get these younger dudes in trouble. These I start listening to these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And y'all better learn that knows me no. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
I don't care if she a sex worker or not, man. She don't want it. Like she intoxicated and shit, man. Hey, leave that girl alone, man. Always
They
tell people that shit.
they like easy targets, so they will go. They're gonna go for the prostitute, but they don't want to pay her. They want to beat her up and take it, and then claim she's a
Yeah.
prostitute anyway.
Well, Shannon offered the girl $10 million. She turned it down.
Yeah, he sure
You know
did.
what? Okay, so I was listening to this lawyer talking. I gotta find the channel because it sounded like because on one report it said 10 million, but the way he broke it down, it sounded like like that's an estimate. You get what I'm saying? So it probably could have been more. Damn, I'm gonna try to find the channel that the lawyer guy was talking about.
But if it's gonna be more, then you wouldn't give the low number. You give up. You would
Yeah.
give the high. If I want to get, if I say 10,000, in your mind, you wouldn't think that I could be meaning 20 or 30 million, right? Thousand.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Oh,
uh,
that look bad on his part. That look like are you trying to hide some shit that you know that get you in trouble? Or you try to
It's
get in
almost
front
an
of it?
admission of guilt.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be fucked up.
But was even more shows that she got something on him is when she declined that 10 million.
Yeah.
Right? That means she knows that what she got on him is is really gonna look bad. And before he lost that job, he should have got that shit silent, like
Yeah.
Diddy did. They look everybody pulling the Diddy, where they all going a dollar, look a day late, a
A dollar
dollar
short,
short.
a couple
Honestly, I think
million
he's lucky
dollars
he got
short.
yeah, I think he's lucky he got a podcast, but whether for the podcast, I don't think no network will have him on right now.
Well, he was
You
up
know,
for it.
'cause-
They was talking about him doing $100 million deal with the podcast.
yeah, so that shit might be going too. He ain't signed it yet. So
Yeah, that shit probably gone. If she would have been in black, it may have still been there, but to abuse a young white girl,
yeah, you
oh,
this big black dude, yeah, you going to jail.
I don't. It's like listening to the things. I don't know necessarily if it was abuse, but it sure do sound like it. And look, when you take certain conversations and contexts and you isolate them, that sounds real suspicious. Like he was telling her he was gonna choke her out in public.
Man,
Yeah.
y'all know that
But she
comedian
said that
Doc.
didn't she said that she alleged that he SA'd her, that he
Yeah,
sexually assaulted.
now what she was talking about, she said that it was in a text message that she wrote, and she said that she didn't want to have anal, and
Right.
proceeded to have he took it, and then
That's
she
right.
was talking about no means no.
That's right. And she got it in a text messages showing that yes, see, I told you no, you did it anyway, and here it is. Yes, he SA'd her. Even though I'm having sex with you, don't mean you get to have all types of sex with me.
Yeah, you can't do everything. It's called consent. And you would think that if they were having this type of BDSM relationship, like people are saying, that's something that you talk about. Those are
Exactly,
things
because
that you talk about before you even sleep with the person. Those are things that you talk about.
yes, the rules, there will be code words, right? Where if she said no or a pineapple or whatever the word is, safe word is. So he can't claim that just because she licked his booty and they was having sex means that he was able to, do what he did. And when she did that message, she had it right there, saying, "Hey, I told you I wasn't cool with that. Why did you do that? No means no. That is sexual assault, even if she was his wife." And see, and people mad because she didn't go to the police instead of talking through him and maybe saying, "Okay, since we parting ways, you come up off that money, you could be able to keep your careers." Because he ain't gonna be able to keep his career if she go to the police. And that same proof, that text message, is enough proof that he will be charged
Yeah, you need
with.
less proof in civil court than you do in criminal court.
Right.
The burden
Well, you still need to prove it, but
the burden of
burden
proof
of
is
proof is different. Where you got to convince 12 people. In this, you just have to, it don't. The burden of proof is just way different. But she still got to prove her case. These men talking about she ain't got. See, that's why she went that way, because she ain't got to have no proof. I'm like, no, she do have to prove it. She can't just say it and that's it. That
she can use
TK dude was
$10
over there
million
with that bullshit.
offer as proof.
Huh?
I said she can use a $10 million offer as proof.
Yes, she sure can. And
That's why
that's
like, somebody do something, and even if they don't say that they did it, if they say sorry, that's an admission of guilt.
yes. That's why they never like to apologize. Like the police departments and shit don't like to apologize. Cause
It's an admission of guilt that you did something wrong. Like,
I'm
I
making nigga spaghetti. Y'all, I'm over here trying to put something together real quick. Nigga spaghetti. Y'all know what that means? Y'all know what kind of spaghetti that is?
with it all mixed up.
Yeah, what is mixed with? It's it's
I,
it's one thing that making
no,
nigga spaghetti. And it's the meat. So what kind of meat you think it is?
Ground beef,
Uh-uh. That's a regular.
sausages.
Yeah, like
sausage.
hot
I'm trying to think
dog.
of sausage.
Oh, hot
Yeah.
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
hmm
That's that nigga spaghetti right there.
No, you can't call that nigga spaghetti because Asians be eating it like that too.
Yeah, because it's good, but it's good, but I call it that because it's quick and fast. And that's how I grew up with, and I love it, right? But hubby would rather ground beef and stuff, but we ain't got none of that defrosted.
Now,
So shit.
I had a cousin that put ketchup in his spaghetti.
Oh
When it was
Lord.
like when you make a spaghetti like that with
Uh-huh.
the way you
Yeah.
just the nigga spaghetti, he used to put ketchup on his shit.
Yeah, I've seen
I
people do
tried,
that.
I ain't like
But the
it.
spaghetti and so ketchup and spaghetti sauce, the truth is ketchup has a flavor to it, but some of them spaghetti sauces do not. You gotta add to that shit. But I ain't never used no ketchup in no spaghetti sauce. But I do yeah. I can see it being used.
He put that on.
Ketchup.
He put ketchup on the spaghetti while eating that bit.
Mm. Yeah.
Hey, but you know that one dude, Donald Rawlings, I think he's a comedian.
What his name is?
Donald, I think Donald Rawlings or something like that. Like you see him, you probably know who he is, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was like a couple months ago, him and Shannon Sharpe had an interview together. So this is another thing that make him look crazy. So he was on Donald hair, right? Because he I guess was with some chick that's like I think like 20 something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, damn, Donald, why you going so young, man? She's 23. Well, at least 33, or at least go after the mama. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how he was chastising, Donald about his dating preference and shit. And now this came out about him a couple months later after that interview and shit. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
boy. Yeah. He said, what you met her at Forever 21? He said, what do y'all talk about? I was like, God damn, like he was going in on Buddy.
Yeah, that's a
Literally.
good question. What do they talk about?
Yeah, yeah,
What
but
did
I
he
mean,
answer or he just let it
no,
go?
he did it. No, he didn't really answer. He was just trying to talk about he liked him a lot. But Shannon Sharpe answered that question. Well, he know the answer. He got him a little teenager. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, he's over there trying to make Buddy look bad, and look what you out here
Look at
doing.
him, huh? Yeah. He sound like he was trying to keep it under wraps, huh? Oh, Bronny had to look like she come. You must have fell out. Um,
And then I saw another clip of him. But I'm like, it's so much. It's this chick that he was talking about. He was like, "Hey, Ocho, this 'cause I never heard of the lady, right?" But he was like, man, Sky Bree, I think that's her name, some shit like that. And come to find out, he was bragging about her too, like, oh yeah, he was like, yeah, Sky Bree, man, she got that thing, the way he be talking. And kind of find out a chick about like 24 years old, and she an OnlyFans girl. I'm like, bro, I was like, all right, and she, a little white chick. I'm like, all right, Shannon, you getting everything you deserve, boy.
why y'all think
Yeah,
the women are on OnlyFans? The women are on OnlyFans and they're meeting a lot of celebrities. The
hmm
celebrities are look Drake, all of them. All of them are reaching out to women on OnlyFans. Before it was OnlyFans, it was Instagram,
yeah,
right? And so they're looking at these women and then just and ordering them up.
yeah, it's like a menu, you know.
Yes. But you don't, and
hmm
nothing wrong with that, I guess, right? Nothing wrong with it. What the problem comes when you want to order some shit that's not on the menu, and I tell you no, and then, and then you still want to proceed. That's where the problems come in. And also,
I
you could
agree.
tell she wanted to have his baby, right? She knew it
Oh
was gonna be
my
a
God.
lick. Then it's gonna be a lick, cause ain't nothing attractive about him that make me say, "Let me have your baby," except money,
No,
right?
you don't want that baby gravy?
What she
she
baby
she was
gravy?
like, "Give me that baby juice."
Ugh.
Well, that shit took me. I what the fuck, baby gravy. I think I heard that shit like one or two times in my life when I was little.
Baby gravy, baby. What you say?
Nasty as hell. Shannon Sharp is old enough to be some of our grandparents. Like he's old enough to be her grandparent. Like imagine her granddad got
That
exposed
baby,
for talking to
Man,
somebody
Brian,
that
eight.
baby was
Brian, he
gonna
got
have
three.
special needs issues, okay?
Man, he got three daughters and they all in their 30s, man. And he chasing this little ass girl,
Right.
man.
That show your dad got exposed for talking nasty to a 19-year-old. Like, ugh. Have a family
Oh,
meeting.
But see,
man,
she
freaky
19, so
frog.
she think that's the way you do it, right? So it's understandable that she's doing it, but it's not understandable that his old ass,
Well, she's doing it for a financial purpose. She's on OnlyFans. She's clearly trying to monetize her body, and
right?
that's fine. He, on the other hand, he should be becoming like a responsible uh adult, and
Mm-hmm.
Man, he looking.
he looking real stupid. Like
Crazy.
sitting there
Because he
waiting
always kind of give people advice. Like when athletes be getting in trouble with women and stuff, or like for example Anthony Edwards, who got about four baby mamas at 24, right? He's like, man, fellas, y'all gotta be careful. Y'all can't be out here with these women. That you know what I'm saying? So he always trying to give people game, but he's not following his own advice. Right. to be
But you
that
gotta
damn
know
old and he.
him, right? Because that's the
Mhm,
problem with society. Long as somebody good at some sport or singing, rapping,
mhm,
people think that they must be good at other things too. Okay, and so
mhm.
we start listening to these people. But I've heard him, as he interviewing people, I've heard him say things that was suspect to me. You know, depending on who he's talking to, he may agree with them or disagree. And some of the things I've heard him say about women, how they dress, and yet he likes OnlyFans women. He must like the what? Like, you know what I mean? It,
Yeah, he got a type, 'cause they all be them little white looking women.
mm,
Ones he be bragging about.
Well, we
right,
knew we already knew that about him. We already knew Shannon
Yeah.
Sharpe had a type. Like my whole
right.
thing is, like I said, like you're old enough. You're literally like old enough. You should understand how to do what you want to do without the world knowing. And you
Mhm.
shouldn't even be dealing with no 19-year-old. Especially like I was reading a thing and they was talking about how they was like, oh, they weren't romantic or anything and this is solely transactional. I'm like, why are you this detailed and stuff with a woman that you are only with solely for a transaction to begin with?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's not things that you do with somebody that you just here here's $40. Like that's something you
Well, his
build that's
forty
something
dollars, his $40 meant $10,000.
yeah,
Hey, 25K for cheap.
20
25K for cheap.
25K, but that's not stuff. That's not an interaction that you have just to be like, okay, here your 10K, here your 20. That's something that you build a relationship. It's like the fact that y'all didn't even have no relationship and you was over here bragging about how you was gonna make this girl money and she turned around and milked you. Yeah,
he was in a relationship. Remember, she got mad because she found out he about that video of him getting head from somebody else.
she was probably
Yeah.
jealous. They probably from what it was put out there, from what I seen, it was specified like this was not a romantic relationship. This was transaction. Like they
Yeah, that's
made
what they put out
They
there
had
because they
they
wanted
had
on her
separated
off
for a
her
while
end.
too, right?
Hmm?
I said they had separated for a while too. Like it was like a
Yeah,
month or two
because of
gap.
that videotape. That's how you know she thought of that more than just transactional. And that's what happens, right? When you with young people and you tell them one thing and they believe it, right? If you're telling me it's gonna be me and you really care for me, and I'm doing all this freaky shit to keep you mine. I'm even talking about having your baby, and that don't sound just transactional, right?
Yeah, I
Transactional,
don't
there
know,
will be
dog.
no mention of no baby juice.
I just that could be freaky, man. I don't know, bro.
nah, they was just being nasty talking about the
Yeah,
baby.
could be freaky, though.
No, no, baby juice ain't no freak. That ain't no freaky shit.
Bomb, it's a
It,
different time. It's a different
no,
bomb.
baby, they wouldn't call it
Man,
baby juice. She would say, "You come all over my face," or come when she mentioned baby, come give me that baby juice. She's talking about why, like they mentioned babies,
Bomb, she was look. Bomb,
but
no.
that's not freaky to say calling no baby juice, but to say you come all over my face, come bring me that what thick white nasty shit.
Ugh.
That's some freaky shit. That talking about some baby juices. It sounds
I
like
don't know,
she
man. See,
mentioned having a baby with him.
yeah, I still think it's some freaky shit that they was on, but
It's so if a
yeah.
woman, okay, wait a minute, we're gonna back up because y'all, I don't know what's going
Mom,
on
it's
right
a
now.
different time. I'm
Wait a
telling
minute.
you.
Wait a minute. So this is all transactional. So try to say you paid me off of Instagram or wherever. We got together. And as soon as we getting into it, right, I'm doing freaky shit to you. And then all of a sudden I say, give me that baby juice. You ain't gonna stop for a second when you hear the word baby?
So, I mean, you mean stop? Like, hold on, ask that one more time. You said,
Okay.
"Mama, stop!" If I hear the word baby.
Yeah, soon like we doing it, right? And I instead of me saying, yeah, come on my ass, daddy, or some shit like that, I said, give me that
Mm-hmm.
baby juice. You ain't got on no condom. I ain't got there ain't no protection. You raw dogging me and shit, and then I said, give me that baby juice. That's freaky to you? Or would you your mind would be like, wait a minute, why you mention baby?
I mean, that's probably where my mind would be, but I ain't gonna stop though, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You
Yeah, you're
know,
not gonna stop, but you afterwards you ain't gonna be thinking, wait a minute, you ain't gonna eject, you ain't gonna pull out when it's time and all that shit, and then be thinking, oh my
oh,
God, I hope
oh
I
yeah,
don't get
I
her
always,
pregnant.
Gonna
yeah, I
go
always
and he
pull
go up to the stove and get a day after pill.
Yeah,
up.
but if the day after pill, it only works if she take it. So, but if
Mhm.
she asks for baby juice, then why would she take a day after pill? Because she wants, you gotta
Uh,
understand, remember, now she gonna get that money for 18 years, for real. And she
mhm.
ain't gotta do no accusations, no nothing, no court, no nothing. She about to get that money through having his baby. And
I just feel like they was being freaky deaky, and that's some freak stuff that you'll say because some men be liking that. But look,
here's what she said. Like she said that she was mad, she was pissed off when she saw him with another person getting head. That don't sound like that's not about money. I'm not saying that it's not about money for, but it's not just money. She thought they was in a relationship. If she broke up with him, they had arguments over him being with somebody else. Transactional. I ain't mad at nobody. In fact, you could bring more bitches with you. Less work for me to do. I'm still gonna get my money.
but that's what I'm saying. He's too old to even be engaging in that type. Like, every all, if you dealing with it, if you even if you are pushing 60, let's say, and you dealing with a young lady that's not even 20, like you should understand her mentality and the way she gonna see things in a more immature way than you. Like she's not gonna be in the same headspace when it comes to things like that. When it like as him, so she can catch feelings. Hell, she might be like, oh, she might be mad because he might have been paying the other girl Michelle too, and you giving this bitch my money. Like what?
Right? But transactional, she wouldn't be mad though. Right? Because
Right.
transactional, I might even tell my friends, girl, I got a big one, I got a whale. And come on. And he go, so she can get money, I can get money. In fact, I may offer her the money, but I'm gonna get a cut of her money too. Like that's how this shit work if it's transactional.
Yeah, I've been to strip clubs and motherfuckers get mad when you give one person more attention and throw more money at them and shit. I'd be like, I don't know, bro. I think
Yeah,
people
because
be getting mad to that.
that's different. That's in a club where he got a certain amount of money in his hand and he's sharing it with everybody. But I'm talking about because y'all, I don't know how y'all confusing this conversation right now. This woman deals with him. She gets 10K, right? Per cheat. Or 5K. It's 10K per cheat. And then she finds out that we only transactional, then she gonna bring in more people so they could get money too. They not gonna get a part of my 10K because I'm getting my 10K. But I'm letting her know, hey, he giving out 5K, girl. You come by my house, I'm gonna get you 5K. But he really, and then I'm gonna keep 5 of her K. In other words, I'm gonna say, hey, I got some friends, they same price, and he gonna give me the 10K for her, but I'm only gonna give her 5 of. That bullshit. This is how this shit work. This is how these wealthy men do their shit when they talking about that it's just finance, it's just money. Okay, I'm not gonna get jealous because she not gonna get none of my money. Me and him got this deal. I'm getting this of my money. Now strip club, that's different. They go in there with 100K to share it with everybody. He ain't promised me a particular amount of money.
But you got to be experienced to understand, like to understand that, like you can
Right.
understand that, but like to fully grasp that concept, you got to be experienced. So her being 19, it could be transactional, and she not grasp that experience because she's not supposed to because she's 19. Like,
Yeah, but he was supposed to make sure, right? And he wasn't supposed to act like it's anything other than transaction. So I agree with you on that, right? So it and so I think we're saying the same thing, right? His ass, that's why he choose them young, so there could be that little confusion. Because an older woman, let's say a woman from the strip club, right? She got
Oh
that
damn.
bam band's body. I'm talking about her body tight. I seen this white chick. I'm not like, do she look like something like she just looked like a fucking white woman, right? I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying she don't look
Nah, she look
like
regular.
a yeah, she don't look like the woman from the strip club who going up and down that pole with that badass body. You know what I mean? And shit like
Mm-hmm.
that. But okay, so he not gonna go for the 25-year-old who know a little something, a little more, cause she gonna be about her money. She ain't gonna be about no fucking problems. But he could go to this one over here. He might give her that 10K, but he gonna be able to come run through maybe all month for that 10K. Not 10K a shot, but he gave her the 10K, and now he like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to, keep in contact with her.
He gonna be able to toy with her and play them
Right.
games in an older, even if she was 25, she gonna be like hell. Even if she like 23, she gonna be past them games that he playing, and she's
Yeah,
gonna
apparently, right?
and
Because he was
she's
messing
going
her. Oh, I'm
and
sorry. Go
she's
ahead.
going to value the transactional, and she's going to draw that line because that's how it really works. That's how it's really supposed to work. The tricks are supposed to be in their feelings and stuff like that, and you supposed to be catching your bag and running and be like, "Nah, bro, this ain't that." It's not supposed to be the other way around.
Right.
Take experience. You got to learn how to draw
Inexperienced, but he know, and that's the thing, right? He knows that. But you're right. The woman, she the one. She like, run me my money. Hey, in fact, you could get all kinds of shit. You want to go through the back door? Okay, just run me another 5, and we good, right? if it's transactional, baby, shit. Okay, run me
Oh
the dough,
yeah.
and then now you're not getting caught up in no. Well, I said no, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and all that bullshit. Unless he didn't contract that, and he did. But
But I
yes,
think
it's
like I think a lot of these men they like that naivety. They like these women that will do what they want to do, whether it be transactional or whatever it is they'll do, but they don't have enough wiseness to go about it the way you know
right.
a woman that understands would. So they rather go after these girls that are young and inexperienced.
Because we're going to have to be real. I think that's something we missing, right?
What's up?
He would not have the opportunity to get with all the women that he been getting with if it wasn't for his fame and money.
Mm-hmm.
You got the money up. I agree.
So therefore, that's why he leads with that. He gonna have to give that, and if he ain't giving that there's no way that 19-year-old when she was 19 would have messed with his ass without him having that money. She wouldn't even have
I
met
agree.
him. Okay.
He did not look his way. Once he approached her, he's like, get the fuck away from old ass nigga.
Right, and
Right.
she gonna tell his ass to move out the way while he walking over there in the gym with his two new hips.
That's
But
right. He probably wouldn't even have the money to be in the gym, right? Without the fame and things, he wouldn't have been nowhere near her circle. Even though she ain't even got to be wealthy and shit, but she a young white woman who could get in all types of circles just because of her whiteness, right? And her youth. Um, but he, on the other hand, he only in certain circles because of his fame and money. And if he lose his money, his fame ain't gonna get him shit.
so in the comments, Big Draw said, "Do y'all have the same smoke for Tracy Ellis Ross for doing the same?" And this is something I wanted to speak about. When y'all compare Tracy Ellis Ross said she's dating younger men. She didn't say she's dating men fresh out of high school. She said younger. So if she's 50, that means she could be dating a 40-year-old, a 30-year-old, even a 25-year-old that's younger. We know Shannon Sharpe was dating a 19-year-old.
Right.
Tracy ain't got no BDSM sexual abuse lawsuits out on her.
Right.
we don't hear from her younger dude she dates. So we can't assume at what age it is the men that she dates. She could be dating men that are 30, like even 35. How old is Tracy?
Mm, I don't even know. I don't even know who we talking about. Is
Tracy
that
Ellis, Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross' daughter.
how many daughters she have? I know one. Is she the actor? The
Yeah,
light skin?
yeah, she's 52, and she came out recently saying that she likes younger men because
Mm.
they are less misogynistic and stuff. I don't know, something like that, and they're less
Oh,
controlling
okay.
in their ways. But she's not doing the same thing. You can date somebody younger without them being young
Abuse.
AF. It's a
Right.
difference. If younger, she's 52, so younger could be 35.
Hmm.
Younger could be 28. Younger can be 42.
Right.
Young
And
age,
and let's
19.
say she did go with a 25-year-old, right? And she's 52. What's the chances that she gonna be whipping his ass, choking him out, making him do things he don't want to do? What's the chances that a woman gonna be able to do that to this young man? But if you ask me about what is her name, that young woman who been on Love and Basketball, who tricked younger men, right, younger than her to have babies because she done had a few of their babies. Um,
Right? Yeah.
it- yeah. If you ask me about Drea, Drea is a piece of shit, right? When they go for these younger basketball players or whatever when they older and end up having babies for them. They didn't put this young man in a spot, but because she knew what that would do for her, right? Her having this baby gonna keep her connected in money at least the whole time his career is popping. So I put her in the same category as
Shannon
Shannon Sharpe. Yes.
or Aisha, that girl that just had that baby with that basketball player, and he didn't want no baby at all, and she's in her 40s and he's barely 20.
Yeah. Well, whoever that is, she is a piece of shit too. Okay. Because they old enough to know where babies come from and how to prevent them. And she also know that these young men are too young to be even trying to be daddies. But she wasn't thinking about none of
Well,
that. She was thinking about that money.
That player, Anthony Edwards' baby mama, he's 23, she's 38.
that's little baby mama too. The rapper.
Yeah, she little baby mama, and
Oh, okay.
she got with this basketball player while he's 23. She's 38. She had a baby with him. She got pregnant and had a baby with him without and knowing that he did not want to have a baby with her. He don't want nothing to do with her or the baby.
Mm. But wait a minute. So
But
They weren't even in a relationship.
when did she find out he didn't want a baby with her? After she was pregnant?
No, I mean, I think that might. I don't even think they were in a relationship. Like, I don't even think they were together like that.
They had to be, unless she had sex with him one time and got pregnant. Other than that, they had to been together.
Let me see.
no,
They
but
ain't,
okay. Like I look at Anthony Edwards, right? I look at his situation a little different from the Drea and Jalen Green because that nigga just too reckless, man. He got about like 4, 5 baby mamas.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh
yeah, that boy
he might
just
be trying to
reckless, man.
populate the world like he's trying to populate the world.
Cause Drea's situation, I get it, right? Cause Jalen Green and Drea's son in the same fucking age. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, your stepdad is the same age as you. You know what I'm saying? And I would have gave Ant Man, a little sympathy as well, but he just
yeah.
reckless, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
He giving these
I
women.
think she was 37.
She's 38. He's 23.
Oh, okay.
Another thing, he's in a whole long term relationship that he been in with his fiance. I'm assuming since 2020. He got a lot going on, but That's an older woman where she shouldn't even put herself in that position. Why you gonna put yourself in a position where you having a baby with a man that know that from the jump, from the day one, said he ain't want nothing to do at all, at all.
But that can't be. That I'm confused. He couldn't have said that from jump one because she has his baby. He must have said that after he found out she was pregnant, which is way too late, right? We can't say that he said he didn't want to have her to have a baby because he had sex with her without a condom. Now, if he had said earlier, like while they was talking, hey, I don't want to have no children, then that's different. But if he only told her that after she was pregnant, yeah, that's crazy. After she pregnant, these men don't have the right to then come and tell women that they gotta have abortions. Like, I ain't gonna lie, no man will be able to force me to have no goddamn abortion.
No, I'm not saying that's right either. I'm just saying that as a 38-year-old woman to be dealing with a
Yeah.
24-year-old to put yourself in that position is crazy.
Well, like if me and this dude, we haven't sex, he know how babies are born. I agree, right? I know how babies are born. But there's some 38-year-old women who still want to have babies. So I guess these men gotta be like, they gotta say what's up. Well, how old was he again?
23,
And how old was she?
38.
Yeah. No, I backtrack a
I
little
think,
bit.
but no, he's 23 now,
She
right?
should
I
have
think
known that
no,
his ass couldn't be a good
Right,
daddy.
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
I
She
think
Yeah,
he's
you're right.
23 now. They probably
I
met at like 21, I think.
yeah, no, I'm sorry, y'all. I,
she's too damn grown to
yeah,
know.
she did that wrong. Yeah, she wrong for that fucking shit right there.
And she's like, you already got a rich baby daddy. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, she wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know why I was thinking she was the young one. I was thinking it backwards. If
Mm-mm.
she 30 something years old, she know where baby's coming from and everything. She knows he's 23. We know even at 30 something, we looking at these young men, we know they're not ready to be no fathers.
She knows she a side chick at that. You're not even in a relationship. Like at 38, I could never see myself just having a baby with a man, and we ain't even together. Like I'm
Yeah,
too,
that's
I'm
crazy.
too, I'm too experienced in the game to be letting a man knock me up, and we ain't even together now. Come on, like so to get to the point where she bringing it and like she brought her like the man he don't want nothing to do like at all other
Oh
than pay
yeah.
child support.
No, and that's what she get. But do she care? The kid might care though. See, the women not thinking about everything, right? They're gonna raise these kids who gonna end up disliking them. Because the dad, he paying, he gonna do his financial part. But them kids one day gonna want to know who their dad is. And one day he'll be able to tell them. And even if he don't tell them, the internet will tell them that your mama tricked me knowing that I didn't want no children. But these women don't care. It's all about survival. But that's how society has started to create, people it's all about money. It's all about money. Our society is going straight to hell in a handbasket because people just keep talking about money. And what shocks me is that a lot of these black men in this space, they the ones who very supportive of, well, they gotta make money. But when it's a woman though, a black woman, anything she does to make the money is wrong, right? She can't be a rapper like
She can't even
Glorilla,
twerk.
huh?
She a black woman. She can't even twerk to make no money.
That's right. She can't dance to make the money. She can't be the rapper to make the money. She can't even have babies to get the money because she shouldn't be securing the bag. She need to just be poor and destitute. Now these men could go and rob and steal, sell drugs and every fucking thing, right? To make money and it's acceptable in our community. But these men, but don't let me go have a baby by a wealthy dude to secure the bag for me and my child, because then I'm just a bad person. But they can sell dope, kill the whole community. Fuck these niggas. It's ridiculous. Okay.
I mean, to me, I don't care at all. Like, if these dudes out here want to pay or give up their funds or whatever, I'll be like, shit, go get your bag. Like, yeah, that's how I look at it. I don't care what people be doing. The niggas want to pay for what they want and shit, and she's willing. Hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, or if you out here, making babies and think you're not gonna pay up, then no, that's on you.
I think we all know how babies are born. And I think I'm hearing the men say they'll rather not wear a condom than to not be a daddy or get HIV or herpes or whatever.
Okay, niggas popping pills to take care of that, bro.
Shit, they ain't doing well because it's so rampant in our community.
Hey, well, my thing is they think it works. You know what I'm saying? Like not wearing protection, I'll just go pop, take a pill or get a shot, and I'm good. Like, nah.
That's because the men who, like the guy who came up here and he was like, yeah, I'll just go take a shot. But a shot is not for everything, right? There isn't a shot to get rid of herpes. Herpes, you gonna have that forever, right? When you have them outbreaks, you're not gonna like it. AIDS.
That shit sounds scary, dog.
I mean, if you got to take a pill for something every day just to make sure you survive and live, that sounds scary to me.
What type of lifestyle are you living to where you got to take PrEP? Because that's how many people you deal with, so you don't even know what they got going on in their life.
That's
crazy,
right.
man.
That's crazy. They taking a pill every day. They gotta take it every day with the work.
Yeah, I'll probably die, man. I'm so forgetful. I might forget to take a pill one day.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know. Like, I could count how many people I unprotected sexually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play about that shit. Like, you do be playing with their lives.
The misinformation in our community where somebody told me just go take PrEP. That's what these men was talking about for the passport bros. And some of the passport bros went and lied to say that they were gay or on drugs in order to get the PrEP so they can go overseas and just have sex with prostitutes. That's ridiculous, yo.
Violent, bro. You don't know what people got going on in the other countries.
These niggas gonna go to the doctor to test their high blood pressure. They'll go to the doctor for none of their health checkups, but they gonna take their ass to the doctor to ask us to fucking PrEP.
Did y'all know there's different strains of things in other countries?
Yeah, like different strains of HIV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Different strands of HIV. You can have a different strand of, but you can have a different strand of herpes. Because in other countries it's different than here. Or, and yeah, that's different strands of HIV because it mutates as it goes from person to person. That's how sometimes they used to be able to tell you who you got it from. Depending on your strand, they will, because they make everybody, you got to go to the health department. You get put on a list. Man, it's fucked up out here. I wouldn't.
No, sex ain't that important to me, man. I can wait. I'm not. I cannot.
I don't want to nobody taking no PrEP. JP, I was over on my channel. JP was over there talking about he was over there trying to talk shit because I told him I got to go to the doctor once a year and get an STD test. He was like, once a year? You should be going every 3 months.
3 months? God.
3 months?
What?
I'm about
to that lifestyle.
You going every 3 months? Well, I might think you might be working. Like, I'm like, Brian, what you out here doing every 3 months?
That's high risk right there, people.
That is not my
lifestyle.
Yeah. I get checked out every time I get my yearly checkup, man. I tell my doctor do everything, man. I mean, shit. But yeah. Every 3 months, you a porn star?
He was like, you should go every 3 months. At least you know. I'm like, what? I don't need to get. I know. I don't live that life. That's not.
I know.
But you gotta remember too, though, Brownie. Old boy hollering at chicks at the clinic, so he probably think that's normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm probably thinking he's supposed to be there every 3 months.
Y'all men scare me though. I ain't gonna lie. Like the more men I listen to, even though I know everybody's not the same, right? but it's just so scary. It even make me, because the way, and then sometimes listening to how the men agree with each other, or they understand, and I be thinking, damn, like I haven't had a test in. Well, they do take my blood and test for everything, right? That yearly due to insurance.
Yeah.
But y'all know what I would do if they contact me and say, "Hey, you got this venereal disease of some sort." I'm murdering people. Well, I ain't gonna say people. I'm murdering one person.
Facts. No,
Okay.
exactly what
Y'all
you got.
gonna hear about it. In fact, I ain't even gonna lie. I might sign on the Zoom to let y'all know Bomb is about to go on a murder spree right quick. Okay? Cause yeah, don't play with my health. I'm taking care of myself, and that's why when you're in relationships, right? When you're in a relationship with people, and they understand that you taking care of your body, you want to survive, you want to be here for the grandkids, great grandkids, and then somebody just through some weakness, they go and put their ditty somewhere.
That's like cheating so bad because you play with my health.
That's right. Playing with my health. You didn't even have the not the know it all and the respect to wear a condom. Man, if you decide you want to do what you want to do, then you better think about me. You ain't got, think about, oh, I can't bring her nothing back. I want him to know if you bring something back to me, you dead.
Yeah.
I'm too
Like even
old for
like I ain't
this
gonna
shit.
lie about like I don't like I be talking about like I like sex and shit, right? But I always been the type of I don't I don't try to fuck everybody I come across, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I always think my shit is what it is, right? Like, cause I remember I was about like 15 or 16 years old, and there used to be this nigga, like, he was like somebody that was popular around the neighborhood or whatever, and he ended up catching that, like HIV and AIDS and shit, right? I remember seeing him, like he was like a athlete, you know what I'm saying, good shape and all that. Man, my sister took me to go see old boy at the hospital. It was me, my sister, a couple people from the neighborhood. Man, that boy looked like a vegetable, bro. Like he was on that bed. It was just number flesh it was number flesh and bones, right before he died. And
Yeah.
ever since I've seen, like till this day, I can see that image till this day. The tubes in the nigga mouth, like how his eyes was looking. You know what I'm saying? Ever since then, I was like, boy, I'm not gonna catch nothing out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how people be like being so reckless with their health. You can't do nothing. Once your health gone, it's over with. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And a nut is not worth getting sick, bro. I don't care what nobody says. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about that shit, man.
They show them commercials, right? And talking about take the prep. I'm take the prep, or they take these other drugs that make them look healthy, but them drugs make you sick, right? The commercial, everybody looking all good because those people don't really have those viruses and shit. They just doing a commercial, but they got people walking around sick, wanting, vomiting all the time, barely can work, and not to mention that you your insurance gonna drop you, so now you got to fight to go figure out who gonna help insure you to even get to the drugs. So I think
Mm.
the just the commercials got people thinking, oh, it's okay, I'll just take prep. Oh, it's okay, I'll just take this. Oh, I'll just go get me a shot and it'll go away. Man, I don't even know.
It's crazy how more I'm seeing the commercials. I remember I grew up, I never used to see them. In the last couple of years, because the only time I watch regular TV is when I'm watching sports. And they be having them look prep or take these pills advertising all the damn time now, commercials. I would be like, damn.
Yeah,
Mm,
because they want to make it normal. Because the pharmaceutical wanted to make it normal because they make money. They make money. So
Hey, but speaking of medication though, Bomb, right? A lot of medicine and stuff it's not made in America, right? Like medication stuff we get.
mhm.
Cause I'm just wondering, like, would the tariff affect the medical? Like, how would the tariffs affect the medical world? With how things are going. Like, I'm just kind of curious about that.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, will our medicine be more stuff? Like, have insurance deal with stuff? I'm just wondering, like,
Well, our insurance is
cause
sky high already. So even if, like, in other countries, they don't. Their medication is the government capped their medication prices. They don't. They
Oh,
ain't
so I
gonna
didn't know
never
that.
have no medicine that costs 100 and something fucking $1,000. That medicine that I was trying to get that's $1,000 and something dollars only costs $75 in Canada and only costs $75 all over everywhere else, and that's without insurance. See, we are the ones who fight against the government doing things that protects us. In other countries, though, their government protects the consumer. So over here, they
Oh,
could
see,
charge us
I
what
didn't
the
know
fuck
about
they want. It costs them a penny, and they could charge us. They could charge us $1,000 for some shit that cost them $10. That's called
that. If you ain't got the
capitalism.
funds, you're gonna die.
Hmm?
I said, if you ain't got the funds, you're gonna die.
That's right.
Or
And
you
they
know,
don't care if you die. They don't care. In fact, some of the insurance company might take life insurance on your ass, so they get paid when you die. If you work for them, if you work for a company, they put insurance on you. They shouldn't be able to
that's
do that shit,
crazy.
yo. Nobody,
That's crazy.
huh?
I said that's wild. I didn't know people. I didn't know that could happen. I thought you had to put your
Oh
own life
yeah,
insurance.
your employer take life, especially black people, right? Black young men, especially. They put life insurance on you. They pay it. They put life insurance on your life without you even knowing. And then when you die, even if your parents or people don't have no money to bury you, they don't give a fuck. That don't go to nothing else. They just get paid. I forget what it's called, y'all. Let me see. It's a term. Yes, they put insurance out on your life, and we refuse to even let our own people put insurance on it because we think, oh, you trying to get wealthy on me. There are people, there are people getting wealthy on your debt. When you die, they get paid. Let me see. I'm gonna see what it's called, y'all. In case y'all think I'm joking. Employers putting life insurance on employees. Let's see. I forget what this is called. Uh, peasant debt dead peasant insurance. Go look that shit up, y'all. I would look it up, but I'm cooking, y'all. I'm over here cooking these noodles. Okay. Dead peasants insurance. A lot of people Walmart was doing it. I remember when it came out. It came out maybe about almost 20 years ago, baby. It was a people was like, yeah, you ain't know that. You were like, what? Yes. Are they paying the family? No. Are they helping to bury you? No. They just they get paid off our life for debt. And they do it with a particular group of people more because they figure if you living in certain type of communities, the chances of you dying. Now I can't put insurance on your ass, but a company can. That's crazy. That
Yeah,
is
I'm
so.
about to start paying attention more to shit, boy. Cause that's I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
But they play with our lives on the market, baby. On the what you call market. I was
Say that
waiting
again.
for Mr. Kevin, I am to come around. I wanted to talk more about, how that stock game is going. Cause I know you say you do the stocks,
Yeah,
but they was
I don't trade regular. Like people that got money in the stock market are losing, right? So what I
mm,
do is buying shares and holding them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same as like investing and then hoping long term your gains. You see your gains and stuff.
uh,
Yeah. So yeah, if you got any for the most part anybody who got any type of stocks right now, they down right now.
right. Remember when they was saying that, oh, Trump gonna make them money. And, Trump, they was even lying saying that last time Trump made the money, and that was a lie, y'all. These motherfuckers was up here on these panels lying. Trump lost money for all kinds of people. The same shit he did this time he did last time, right? But he did it a lot bigger this time, making them lose money. The farmers lost money. 100,000 farmers lost their farms when he got in office the last time. And then
Uh,
he ended up giving them a break after they lost all kind of shit. Some of them, right? He gave them a break where they get some of their money back. But due to his tariffs and the things that he did last time, created a big fucking crazy. But we don't remember it because for some reason in America we have short memories, right? Um,
a lot of stuff to
and
distract people.
yeah, so the cost we forgot that ever since 2020, actually, ever since 2020 is when prices went up significantly, right? But who was in office? It actually went up in 2019, 2018. 2018 is when he got in office and started fucking up shit. Prices ain't gonna never go back down. That is impossible, y'all. They prices, if you used to pay $1,000 for your rent and now you're paying $2,000, right? It's never gonna go back to where rent is gonna go back to $1,000. That's never gonna happen. Once something picks up and you can see through time. That's how it's been, right? I remember when you could buy candy for a penny, and then it was you could buy candy for 5 cents, and then it went up and up and up and up, and now that those penny candies cost damn near $1 in the
Yeah.
50 years. But they was lying, talking about Trump gonna make me some money, cause I don't know who they was. Trump ain't make nobody no motherfucking money. And their line said, in order to protect, you know, which it shocks me when black people do it. When black people do it, it's the most ridiculous thing.
hmm There's a lot of people crying about Trump, bro. Especially all these white people. I've been looking at these videos, man. People
Oh
are
yeah,
scared. Oh
cause
my
they,
God.
uh, I know, like, you know why? Because like yourself, right, or
Mhm.
anybody who listening to this right now, if y'all have a job and y'all have been paying into y'all Social Security, which y'all have if y'all have a job, right? Because as Americans, that's what we do, right? When you go to the job and fill out the paperwork and they offer you the 401k, right? And you buy into that. Well, if that has ever happened, if you had a job, well, you have essentially lost money. And just because you're not looking at it right now, just or doesn't mean you haven't lost it or they trying to take it from you. So it depends on what kind of 401k or however they offered and what you paid into. They got one where it was supposed to be whatever you pay your job, match it, and then it's held up until you're a certain age. And then there's another one where they take it and put it and play the stock market with your money. So Trump is trying to take it their money no matter which, because if you've been storing your money for years, thinking that when you turn 65, right, you're gonna retire. Well, guess what? They trying to take that away. And young
Man, that's
people,
crazy. They can do that shit.
yeah. So when you turn 65, you will have some retirement money. They trying to take that shit away. They trying to say, well, no. And they want the free money because the money is there. They trying to take it to give it to the wealthy people. Hey, Shante.
Hey, hey.
How you doing, sis?
Oh, I'm okay.
Well,
Out of surgery, been a week now.
Oh, okay. You doing good?
Yeah, yeah, my foot just, I guess it's coming alive. It's hurt worse now. Since I'm out of, no anesthesia and all that.
Yeah. Um, they giving you pain medicine to manage it a little bit?
Hydrocodone and some other pain medicine.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you made it through out of it. You were supposed to call me so I can, so you ain't had to just hop on here because I don't get on here that
I
much.
know.
Yeah. I've been sick, girl. Everybody's sick. My son's sick. Hubby was sick.
Oh, you was talking about the insurance. You don't have to get it. You can decline it. Now they have insurance that they'll pay half. They'll pay something on it. They get half of the insurance. Like if you died, then my family will get that part, and then they get half of it. Now they do.
No. I wasn't talking about that insurance. I'm not talking about the insurance that you take out and pay. I'm talking
No,
about they.
job pay. They have insurance where they pay. Like you can get it, but you can decline it. That's if you get insurance from them. If you don't get insurance from them, then you ain't.
No. There is an insurance that they get that you might not even know nothing about because you ain't got no claim to it, no nothing. It's called dead peasant insurance when your employer
What job do that?
What?
What job do that?
Let's go look. All of them. Right? And they don't take it out on everybody. They take it on the ones who they find that they gonna make them some money. Let's go look at it. When this came out about 20 years ago, people did not believe it. Dead peasant PR. Wait, let me see. Let me look on my phone. How you spell peasant? PEAS. There you go. Dead peasants insurance. Let's go check it out. Corporate-owned life insurance. Dead peasant insurance is known as corporate-owned life insurance. It's a type of life insurance that employers purchase to cover their employees. Companies typically use these policies to reduce their tax liability or create additional source of revenue that can be used to fund their operations. And they don't tell you about it. So let's go see. Walmart was accused of doing it, and a lot of them. Let's go look and see what is dead peasants insurance. So for Black people, depending on where we live, right, and our age, they will put it out on you. You don't have no say. You ain't gonna get it. They don't even tell you about it. You don't pay into it. Soon as you die, they get paid.
And you said it's called
don't
dead
they need
insurance?
a death certificate to get when you need death certificate to get insurance?
Well, everybody can get a death certificate. I can go and get your death certificate right now. They got insurance. That a death certificate is free. Or if you got to pay for it, that's if I can go get your if you died, I can go and get your death certificate. So they different than so they put insurance on your life so they can get paid. Okay, that's what they do. Now, it looked like in 2006, remember, so like I said, this came out and people found out about it. And, the internet wasn't as big as it is now because now everybody on it through phones. But I remember people talking about it and shit. People didn't believe it. They was getting confused thinking, no, it's something you pay. We were like, no, because I was shocked too. Here you go.
Hey, Bomb, I'm sorry, because I'm driving, so I can't look at my phone. But you said it's called dead peasant insurance. I just want to know the
Dead
name.
peasant insurance. Yeah.
Okay.
So it says in the 1980s and 90s, many large companies, including Walmart, Winn-Dixie, purchased life insurance policy on tens of thousands of low-level employees. Today, virtually no corporation within the United States have dead peasant insurance policy because federal law eliminated the tax benefit, but it used to be a tax benefit, which they have since put back, right? Because now they had some other benefits that make them do it because they get tax breaks for doing it, and then they get paid when you die. Okay. However, many large and small corporations purchase insurance policies on their executive and other key employees, right? That's what's back then. So let me go and finish reading. Because people was mad about it, right? When they found out about it. And now, so can my employer take out life insurance policies on me? They say the Pension Protection Act of 2006 regulate employer purchase life insurance policy. Okay. Companies only receive tax benefit for life insurance policies on employees in top positions who are in company's top 35% earners. Employees must receive written notice that their employee intends to purchase the policy. An employer must consent. If the employer has asked to take out a life insurance policy on you, you have the right to refuse consent without retaliation. And see, they changed it because they were just doing it. But now, when they give you your paperwork, how do they get around that? They give you all your paperwork to fill out for your tax purposes when you get the job and everything. And if you don't not consent, because all of it's written in there, and if you don't opt out, then they are able to put it on you. And they don't put it on everybody, right? That would be ridiculous for a large company to put insurance on all their employees. That would be ridiculous. But they do choose the ones that they find that might make them some money when they die, right? You make money when you die. If you die, somebody might get $50,000, $100,000, even $1 million, depending on how much they want to pay for the policy. So, yeah, I remember it was a big thing. It was when people found out. Even I was shocked. I was like, "Wait, what? They doing what?" And looked like in 2006, though, looked like they did. You saw where in 2006 they put something in place, but they didn't say they can't do it. They saying that, hey, you got to let them know, okay? And if they decide they don't want to be in it, they opt out. That's what it says right here. Y'all go look it up, okay? And
That's a
even
lot of money these corporations are made off people, man. That's crazy.
hell yeah, where their family might not have been able to bury them, and they had to figure out ways. The company was may have gotten $100,000 on your life. You know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah.
I appreciate you bringing that to light though, because I never heard about no shit like that before.
Yeah. In 2006, it looked like it had to be in writing. But you think about it, when you go get a job, don't they put all these papers in front of you? You start signing.
Yeah, that's if you want it. Yeah, you sign it, but it don't like now you do the medical part, then you can opt out on it.
Yeah, but you talking about a different insurance. You talking about you paying the insurance and
No, they pay. They pay the insurance. They pay. They got insurance that they pay for by you being an employee. You can opt in, opt out.
okay.
Do it every year.
So that's what it just said, right? That it give you the option, the opt in. And since 2006, they give people the option. So do
Yeah.
they tell you about, or is written down there?
Yeah, it's written in there. Tell you about if you, yeah, because they,
And
like I said, people think, oh, I got life insurance at work, but you know they're gonna get half of that insurance, or majority of it, because they pay most of the premium. Now you can get an extra money on it on your premium, but if they pay it, you'll get some, but they get most of it. Yeah,
okay,
because they pay it.
Okay, I don't know what insurance you talking about, but like my husband have life insurance that he pay, and as long as he worked there, if something happened to him, then we'll get the money. They don't get none of the money. Okay.
If they pay some of the premium, now if they pay some of the premium, they will get some of it.
Yeah, but why would anybody? So what's the reasoning for them paying the premium? That means so now it's even more obvious that they telling you they gonna get paid on your debt, right? Because if them paying a half of the premium does what? Gives them the money.
Yeah, you'll get some, and then they'll get whatever. Yeah, so you don't get the whole thing. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, I hope that y'all please don't let y'all employees pay some of your premium, because in other words, I mean, do you pay any of it? So do
Yeah,
you
it's
pay?
some part that you pay that you can pay. You pay some part, and then they pay majority, like the whatever the premium. I forgot what it be, and you can pay. Say you want an extra something, then you can pay. Yeah, but
Yeah, but that,
you can opt out and say that you decline it, that you don't want it at all. So you don't have to take it.
so this sound even more slicker than before, because before they were just doing it. Now, not only are they doing it, but they're making you pay some of it so they can continue to do it. Right?
No,
Because
that's if you want extra. Now, if you just want them to pay that premium, then no, you don't have to pay nothing. But if you want like extra on that what they paying, then you can do that.
right, but why would I want this business that's not mine to get paid when I die? Why would I want them to pay for insurance for me? See, that's what I'm saying, right? That don't make sense. I don't need them to pay life insurance on me because they're not gonna give it to me. I die, they get the money. That's the same thing. So now it look like they just be more overt with it. They just be putting it there, but that don't make sense. Because if I pay a certain amount, then I can already pay that amount. And when I die, my peoples get the money. But now it sounds like you're saying that where they say, hey, we'll pay this amount, you're gonna pay an amount, and then when you die, we're gonna get some of this money and we're gonna give your family what we think they should get.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they get half. I know they get half.
Oh hell no! Insurance don't even cost that much for that to go down that way. But yeah, that's the companies, y'all. So it looked like they more overt with it based on what Shazay saying. They saying, hey, will you allow me to take life insurance on you? And if you say, yeah, I'll allow you, and then when your ass die, they get paid. And if you pay a little bit on it, your family will get some of it. Okay, but you still gotta pay for the portion your family gonna get. They gonna pay for the majority of it and they gonna take it. So I don't think I ever worked for a company where if I die, I'm okay with them getting any money on my debt. That's crazy.
But I got regular insurance anyway. So
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying though. That is crazy though. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. But like that's the same thing. And now they just telling you, and some people might not be opting out. That's why we gotta read what we signing.
yeah, I had to tell some of the people. I said, you're not gonna get. Well, I got insurance on the job. I said, you're not getting all that insurance, so you better go get some insurance or opt out of it or whatever, because you're not getting all. You think you get whatever. You're not getting all that. Your family is not getting. I'm telling you now. A lot of people thought, oh, I'm gonna get. I got insurance on the job. No, you got some insurance on the job.
Yeah. Now that you said that, Shante, I'm gonna have to look at husband policy.
Yeah.
And
I'm
see.
not gonna look at my shit, man.
Yeah, I gotta go look because I know that he, on his job, I think it's supposed to be like $200K, $200,000 if he passed away. Why? But like I'm gonna have to look and see what he opted to, because maybe suppose I'm not getting all two, maybe I might only get half.
Yeah, that's why I don't. Yeah, it's just whatever they give me, and I think I might get it. Yeah, it's like some dollars, something. So I forgot what you pay every week or every whatever you get paid.
Oh yeah, hubby
they
paid.
take out.
Yeah, they take it out your check.
Yeah, they take it out your check.
But now that
I got regular insurance too. Because I said, no, y'all, you'll have that. Then you have that little money, whatever coming from them from the job. So okay, it is. Yeah. But it's best for you to get other insurance than just that. Because some people think they're getting the whole thing. No, you're not. So
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to look. Because I didn't know they were being overt with it. I knew that I was like, hey, they was,
But now you can opt out and say, no, I don't want it. I decline it when you do your insurance every year. So you can decline and say, no, I don't want this. And they won't do it. They won't do it at all.
I'm about to take a look. But it could be. But yeah, I know he paid, like you said, he paid.
Yeah, they take it out your check every pay period. Every time you get paid, they take out whatever. Like our insurance, we used to pay for our medical insurance, but if you've been there like 2 years or more, then you don't pay nothing for the medical insurance. Like,
Oh, damn.
yeah, so they started there. Like we would have to pay it, but now we don't.
Oh,
Cause they
shit.
pay for it.
Now, that's how I used to be back in the day. Like, if I was just me by myself, then it was free.
Yeah.
Medical insurance was free, y'all, through your job back then.
But then
But
I
if
would
I
pay.
added a family member, then that's when I paid a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
like your kids, you can have 4 kids and it still be the same. Just say you do this one premium, because I had both of my sons on there when they was young until they turned 25.
Yeah.
Then it was the same, so it wouldn't know whatever it said. If it was $10, well, it was
Mhm.
$10 for both of them. It was like the whole, the thing, how
Yeah.
many kids you have. Then
Yeah,
once
because
they turn 25, they off your insurance.
right, yeah, because they considered a family. You was either
Yeah,
single or a family. So they
yeah.
didn't care how big the family was, it's the same price.
And then,
But
like, you put your husband on there and wife, then they would charge you extra, like, for putting a spouse on there. Just say you not working, but he want to get you on his insurance. He will have to pay a spouse part.
oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't do that's not how they do it with hubby, but so he paid you either
Because
pay
you got your veteran insurance anyway, don't
yeah, that's
you?
separate though. Hubby got a job, he got a career. He got insurance through the career, through his job. So yeah, it's he don't even use the VA.
Oh, he
I
don't you?
use it. Yeah, no, he don't use he ain't never use it. I use it, when I decide to go there. But if I don't decide to go there, then I use the insurance through his job. So, hey, welcome back, Brownie.
Hey,
But the
Ma.
thing where the domestic partners can get insurance at the job, but just said me and a guy live together. We've been together, in Texas common law. They won't do it unless you have show marriage license. But they'll do it for like domestic partner.
Yeah.
They can get insurance.
But that's what I'm saying. Your domestic partner, it could be a man and a woman.
No, no, no. You have to show that they was married. That you was married
Oh,
if it was a man. Like domestic mean the same sex. Like that's what I mean. The same sex partner.
no. I know what domestic mean in that way, but as far as legally for insurance, you could have a domestic partner and be a man and a woman.
You
You
can't.
could
You have to
be
show. You have to show your marriage license.
no, they don't have to show their marriage license. A man and a man don't have to show their marriage license.
No,
They ain't
no,
got
not the man and the man. I'm talking about the man and a woman. You would
right,
have
but
to
that's what
show.
I'm saying. A man and a woman could be domestic partners too. You don't legally a
I don't think
domestic
that's so.
partnership mean y'all live together, y'all sharing and everything, and so
No, they won't. I'm telling you, that's what happened to my coworkers. They said
yeah,
no. We had
but
to
that's
show. I
not
couldn't even put
legal.
my
If that
when they was
happened to
there.
your coworkers, then it's not legal, and they have a legal standing. Domestic partnership does not just mean same sex. Legally, it means you are with somebody, but y'all not legally married. Y'all live together. Y'all share in things, and that's your domestic partner.
Yeah, but no, I'm telling you, I'm talking about my job. Now I don't know. I'm talking about where I work at. The people that work with the girl with Hunter before she married the guy. They was living together before they got married. Then they got married, whatever. When she tried to put him on the insurance, she had to show a marriage license. They
No,
wouldn't let her do it.
she could have filled out a form saying no, that's my
They didn't have a
domestic.
form. That's what I'm saying. There
They
wasn't no
do though.
form.
They have it for the gay people. That's illegal for the gay people to have something that other people don't have.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you at my job. Now I'm saying my
Okay,
job. I don't know about nobody else. I'm saying at
okay, we're
my
not
job.
talking about a job though. We're talking about legality. And if they would have said, hey, if she went to go put him on, and they say, okay, give me your marriage license. She could have said at that point, we're not married. That's my domestic partner. And then they would have gave her a form another form to fill out. But if she didn't know that, when they asked her for the marriage license, she would have said, oh, well, we're not married. And then she would have let it go. Legally, domestic partnership does not mean same sex. It means you live together. Y'all are a partner. So legal, it would be illegal for them to have something that we don't have, right? They can not be married and be domestic partners and put insurance, but I gotta be married just because I'm a woman and a man. That would be illegal. Domestic partnership does not mean just same sex. And that's what I'm saying. And so, yeah, legally across the 50 United States, legal domestic partnership is considered now due to gay marriages and things like that, gay partnerships. Like that's what they were fighting for. They were fighting for domestic partnerships to be legalized. And they won. So that benefits us too. See, like so that would be definitely that would be discrimination that two men can or two women they don't have to get married, but they could put each other on insurance. But I can't put this man on my insurance who I'm not married to. Why do they get to do it and I don't get to do it? That would have been a fight in America, but we've been fighting and saying that shit ain't right. That's why when I say they don't get more rights than us, they get the same. They fighting for the same rights. They're not fighting for more rights. They fighting for the same rights. And so they want to be able to put people they live with and love and on insurance. They want to take care of they love their person too. Anyway, I gotta drain these noodles. Ooh, I know it's gonna be hot.
Drain what noodles?
I'm making some spaghetti and noodles over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What you making? What you eating today?
I can't cook nothing. My son gone somewhere, so
Oh, he over
he
there
been
take care of
cooking
you?
something for me. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, like I got a scooter and I got crutches, so I use the crutches because it's easy to go to the bathroom with the crutches than that scooter. But if I'm in the kitchen or something, but he been fixing me like soup and stuff like that,
Oh, okay, that's good. Soup. Um,
and sandwiches, and he been like,
yeah. I was thinking about some soup the other day. That's why when I said soup, I was like thinking, yeah, I got some noodles. I have some vegetable oil, veggie oil in there. I should make some soup.
it seemed funny. I can't do nothing because I'm used to doing something. You got to wait on me.
Now the good thing is you do have, the son came and made sure that his mom's okay. You know,
Yeah.
that's it.
And I got this thing when I take a shower, I put over my foot so my calves won't get wet. Whatever this on here won't get wet. You like stick. I got it off of Amazon, and then it suction in, or you put it's like plastic. You put over your foot so your foot won't get wet.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember when Nicky had a little cast on his arm when he had surgery.
Sure.
But so how do you find what you hurt? You hurt yourself, or it was already just something that was hurting you
Well, what
already?
happened was I told you when I got them COVID shots, all this shit started happening. So the inflammation, the blood pressure, and then I had Achilles, I had a bone spur in which the bone was pushing into my Achilles. So that's what he had to put a screw in there and repair that, because if that break my Achilles, I couldn't walk. So I didn't want it to break because it would have been like emergency, surgery. Instead of me
Mhm.
planning out everything, my insurance, and make sure my insurance is paid. I get paid from both jobs, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it started, and so I got it. This been since 22. I got an X-ray in 23, and then when he did an X-ray in March, it had got worse. So I just told him, "Hey, let's go ahead and do the surgery." And I had to pay like $2,000,
Okay.
my part of the insurance.
Yeah. Ooh, lordy.
Yeah,
That's what I've had. I had I had different surgeries. I never really had no copay ever.
yeah. I had
That's a
like the
lot.
office. I had to pay them 600 and some 600, almost $700. And then they gave me a boot, and then I had to pay the hospital some more money, the hospital, because they only pay, that's for the anesthesia and all that stuff like that. And then they
Yeah.
only pay like 80% of it until you reach 4,500. So you got to reach
Oh yeah,
4,500,
that's right.
then they do 100%.
Yeah, that's right. Some people got that type of insurance.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Hubby got the
But
one
I had
on.
my flex card that I get every year, and so I get like 3,000 and something on it anyway.
Yeah,
So
that's what
that's
he
what I
told me.
use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they give those people a card and they have.
yeah.
Now ours is different, which I'm not saying it's better, right? Because like you just said, we got to spend a certain amount of money before they cover.
Oh, that
And
yeah.
that's why I have secondary insurance, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
why I was arguing with trying to get my medicine. Because I'm like, look, I got a secondary insurance that pays this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now
I qualify because I'm a
my
disabled vet.
prescription don't be high. Now my prescription be like $3. You know, I
Yeah.
think the highest I had to pay for this is some stuff that I have to get myself an injection every morning. It's,
Hmm.
so I won't get blood clots. So I got to do that. I think it's like 40 shots where I'm out. So I have to
Man.
shoot myself in the side. Yeah, like you're doing an insulin shot. So I have to do
Yeah.
that every morning so I won't get a blood clot. Because when your feet wrapped up and stuff, it's not circulating. He said, I want you to get a blood clot.
Yeah, I had to get those shots. They give it to me in my stomach is what they gave it to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, the lady said do it on the side of your stomach and pull your stomach and get the fatty part and stick it in there on the side.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I have to do that every morning. So I can do that myself. So that was like the high. I think that was like $17. That was like the highest of my medicine.
Yeah, not bad at
I
all.
want some. I want some Percocets.
Percocet, that's what you want.
No, them ain't Percocets. Them just hydrocodone. It ain't
That's what
the.
Percocet is. Hydrocodone.
It's hyd.
Your hydrocodone with the H is Percocet. Oxycodone is stronger, like what I'm on. So
Well,
Percocet
that's
is
what they
hydro.
gave me. Oxycodone. I think it's five. It's like 5, 325. I don't think they strong
Oh
enough.
yeah, those Percocets. When they
I
say
don't think
five,
they strong enough.
yeah, because you got the lowest dose. But those are Percocet. Those Percocets five. What you have? That's why I
That's
say
why
five.
he said if you're hurting, go ahead and take them. Don't be scared to take them. I ain't scared to take them, but if it ain't gonna, it'll stop the pain a little bit,
Uh
some.
huh.
But I think it's cause maybe it's healing. That's why it started to hurt more. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because it
But
started when he took the cast off and he redid it
mm-hmm.
Monday. And he gonna when I go back on the not this week, but the next week he gonna take the stitches out and then I wear the boot.
Tell him
So
that shit hurt more. Maybe he could go up. He should be able to go up to tens. But that's what you got. You got Percocet.
mm-hmm.
Percocet is a brand name, but it's called hydrocodone. And if anything,
Oxycodone is what?
oxycodone is it's like the Percocet without. It's the perk without the set. So Percocet is a mixture of hydrocodone mixed with Tylenol.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I
when you
think
get
this is mixed with Tylenol because it got
the 325, right? They got
yeah,
the 5/325, which
right, yeah.
that means it's two things mixed in.
Mm.
Oxycodone is like when it's not mixed with Tylenol at all. It's just the perk.
And then he gave me some other medicine to throw with a T, but it's not as strong as the oxycodone.
But tramadol.
Tramadol. That's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I got
That's
them too. That's 50 milligrams.
okay. So that too is both of those are narcotics or not
Yeah,
narcotics.
but I
They
think
are narcotics, but
tramadol is not as strong as the other one.
right. Tramadol is not as strong as the other, but you take one of these and take this one together, and
Yeah.
that should give you the close to the 10 that you're looking for. Yeah, I've been on tramadol. Tramadol, yeah, all of it worked until it stopped working. Because I've been on the medicine so long, my body started getting really used to it. But yeah, you on fives. They got 7.5s. But I guess because you got the tramadol, that might be.
Right.
Is that why he gave it to you? Because you already had the.
Trump, yeah. That he
Yeah.
gave me two because he said I give you two medication for you to take, and then I have to take Benadryl because they make that shit make you inch.
Yeah. Yeah, something. Yeah, if you were allergic to it, but
Yeah, it always every time I took hydrocodone, any kind of it always make my body inch.
oh well, shit, he shouldn't be giving you that shit. Like he's not
I
supposed to
don't
give you
break
that.
out or nothing like that.
Yeah, but the itching is the allergic reaction. So he shouldn't. What he should do is find you another one that don't make you itch. He's not supposed to give you Benadryl to fix the
No,
The
no, I take Benadryl. No, he don't give me. I
oh,
know because
okay.
I know I done took them. So I done took them a lot. You know, I done had a bunch of surgery. So
Oh, I see.
so I just take the Benadryl if I start the itching real bad.
Yeah, but that that's an allergic reaction. That means something your body don't like something, and that's why it's itching. And that's why, yeah, yeah, Benadryl, man. Hubby bought me a cheap brand, because I don't know why, but every morning I wake up. It started maybe like I don't know, over a year ago. Where when I wake up, my ears itching wakes me up every morning. And I think that's an allergy. I think that's what they said. It could be an allergy.
Uh-huh.
It don't happen all the time, year round, but certain parts of the year. So maybe it's something in the air that. So my ear so now I just wake up every morning, hurry up, pop in that. It's like a Benadryl, but it's a cheaper brand, right? Like Walgreens brand or something.
Yeah.
Benadryl.
Yeah,
And I take it.
Walmart brand, yeah.
Yeah.
But it still works the same.
Yeah.
That shit don't have you sleep like Benadryl had you out sleep.
Not me.
Drowsy. It don't have you drowsy.
Hell no. I
That
wish it
that
did. I'd
shit
be
had
able to
me
go to
more
sleep.
drowsy than taking what's that, the Zobidin, the ambient sleeping pill.
Yeah.
I can wake up off the Ambien, but that Benadryl had you lingering.
Yeah, I heard people say that before, but I wish I could find something that will put my ass to sleep and keep me asleep. But I'd be up for days. I'd be up for days, y'all, until my body decides to break down and then I can go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I'm not on here and I'm up, I'm just up looking at TV or sewing or something. I made ghetto spaghetti. Shawzy.
Ghetto.
Ghetto spaghetti. That's the spaghetti noodles with the wieners. With the wieners. Instead of
Oh,
meatballs or instead of ground beef, I use wieners.
oh, okay.
We call that the ghetto. That's the ghetto of the nigga spaghetti.
Yeah, I got some spaghettis and I made, deep freeze.
I'm gonna add this to that. Yeah, but I'm glad everything's working out for you though. That you're gonna take care of yourself and glad you went through the surgery because every time they put you under, there's a chance that you don't come from under.
Yeah.
You know.
She said, you must have been tired or something. Cause she said, I think I was asleep like an hour and a half after, because I was talking to them. Next thing I know, I woke up in the recovery room. She, I don't remember nothing else.
Yeah. Don't they have you count down? And
No, I
then
was in there talking to them, and I didn't even see them put me on the other, like, because they had the surgery thing. They had me in the bed that they had me in that room, and then they switch you over to where they do the surgery at. They had some stuff. I don't remember nothing. I remember just being in the recovery room.
Yeah, they wake you up.
Trying to wake up.
Yeah. They're like, Mrs. Edwards. I look up, huh? You all good. I'm all good. And then I have to really figure out where I'm at. I'll be like, oh, okay. Everything went well? Yeah. Oh, man. I might have to have surgery on my back. I'm trying not to. I'm hoping injections. Maybe they'll see what the issue is and maybe the injections will work.
Where they
But
gonna give you some prednisone?
I don't know what she do, but she injected in my upper back and then in my lower back. I get put under for them to do that.
Oh, dude.
Mm-hmm. They don't do it all at once because they say it's dangerous. They don't want me to be under too long, so they'll do one procedure. We go to a
So it
special.
took like 90 minutes to do the surgery. So
Yeah. They be claiming I'm under Twilight, right? Twilight is where you supposed to they give you something, but you don't go to sleep. But I be knocked out, y'all. I'm just not used to it.
And they kept on
Wait.
saying, "Are you scared?" I said, "No, I done had this my 13th surgery." I said, "No, I ain't scared. If I don't wake up, oh well, hey, I ain't feel nothing."
Right.
I told my son, make sure my casket got some lights on it, so we're good. It's blinking.
I was thinking about you the other day. I was looking at a video on how they make like Easter balloons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, every time I think of crafts, I think of you, right? Because they showed how they put them teddy bears in them goddamn balloons. I was amazed, and I just kept
Yeah, I
thinking of
have
you.
one of those. Yeah, I know how to put I have a balloon machine. I have all that. So
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting. I'm thinking about doing that balloon shit. It's cute, you know, where you can put things inside the balloon. I was like, damn. I know they sell, you know, those type of things people want for everything: graduations, birthdays,
yeah, I
Mother's
got
Day,
balloons up
Christmas.
now. The Easter up. I have St. Patrick and I have Easter, but then I think I ain't gonna make Mother's Day because I'm still probably ain't gonna be able to do anything like I want to do. Get up and down the ladder to fix it.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about getting it, but I thought about it. But I'd be wanting to do so much. I was thinking about getting back into crocheting, um, which I only learned a little bit about the crocheting, right? I learned enough about the different stitches and how to count them and rows. That's all I know. I don't know enough to teach nobody nothing, but I be looking so cute, little animals and roses. Now I don't like no crochet clothing. Okay,
Oh,
but
like cats and all that.
yeah, I like the cats, and I really like the flowers. They'd be really pretty. But clothes on the other hand, I know it'd be looking cute, but first of all, a lot of that shit is not crochet for real. It's AI imaging, and also that crochet and yarn. If you don't get a particular type of yarn, you ain't gonna want to wear that shit. Okay, that you buy that cheap ass yarn that be all scratchy and shit against your body. Mm-mm, no, but that's some soft yarn, of course, which gonna be costly, right? More expensive. If you're making a full dress, I seen somebody make a bag, dresses, all kinds of shit. I was like, damn,
Yep.
that look cool as shit. I like it. But then I said, I already have yarn, but I know it ain't no good. I bought that. I remember when I learned how to crochet, I know easily it's over. It's definitely over 30 years ago, before I even had my children. So now we talking about 35 years ago. Um, and it was a woman on the post. I paid her a little money so she could teach me. And she taught me. And I bought all that shit. I paid a lot of money. I know I paid over $100 back then for all that stuff. Needles, hooks, should I say, hooks and yarn and all the colors that I wanted, which was African colors at the time, because the African shit was out back then. African colors. And I stitched a piece that's not very, it was long, but it wasn't very wide. And then I said, okay, I know how to do this. And I threw that shit to the side. And I never picked that shit back up. But I still have that bag. It's in storage where my sewing machine is at. You know how much we had that we had storage, y'all, for 12 years now. Now, let me tell you, 12 years ago, when we got that storage, I told hubby, I said, hey, you know, instead of paying this monthly fee of $150 a month, I said, you know, we could go, they had this place that sell storage sheds. I was like, you know, we could buy one of these. I was like, and we could finance this and it'd be paid off in like a couple of years, like 3 years. I said, even if we paid it off in 5 years, I said, that's just 5 years. I said, we've never lived anywhere for less than y'all 14 years. No, less than 15 years. Well, yeah, no, that's not true. Like early on in our marriage, we lived a few places, but ever since then, before we moved here, we lived at that place for 16 fucking years. We could have paid for that house. We did pay for that house. It just wasn't ours, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Because we had no idea. Who knows you're gonna be at the same place for all them years. Back then, especially, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was big, but it was big enough for us because my children was young. My children was young, but then when they became a certain age, it came a little stuffy in there. It became a little stuffy, you know, because the boys didn't want to share a room no more, and then I didn't want to give up my office, which I had to my younger son. Now it's all stuffy because I ain't got no private room no more. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off of here. I'm tired of
All
my back.
right, then I was just letting you know I was
You got
okay.
you know my number. You got to call me so I can check up on you. I need to make sure you're good. You be disappearing, and I be disappearing too. Well, I tell you what. Text me your what is called over there? That
Oh,
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
I need So I'm want to join TikTok. I'm gonna join it, and then I'm gonna come look for you so I can subscribe to you. And then I'm not gonna mess with you over there, nothing like that. You know, you safe. You safe.
Oh
But
no, I don't even get up. I don't get up on them panels because they be trying to take your page. I ain't got time for that. I just be listening to them because they taking people pages and all that.
I thought you was over there doing the makeup or stuff, or I
No,
don't come.
I just do videos on my page, but you can
That's
go
what
up,
I'm coming.
get up on the panel. But if somebody
Oh,
don't like you, they can get your page taken down. So,
oh, okay.
because if you start arguing with them and they don't like you, and if you like somebody else that they don't like you, same shit they do over here on YouTube. They don't
Oh,
like the
okay.
certain person. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you know the number, right?
Yeah, I got your number. I'll call you. I'll
Okay.
give you a call.
Or text me, and then
Okay.
where to go, and I'm gonna start joining these other apps, so I can put up little sewing videos.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
All right. Talk to you.